Are live. Let's go. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the greatest podcast on earth. We late ones allegations are always foolish and trivial and at times slanderous, right? That's we all know that. However, hypothetically, if they were to be thrown on this particular episode, just know I clicked the start streaming button, hypothetically, of course, 2 fucking minutes ago. I paused because I was looking at the clock real quick, just seeing if that was within the first 30 seconds. And we are good on that front. Knock on. But yeah, chat. Just wanted to explain hypothetically what would have happened or why we would have hypothetically been 2 minutes late.
Oh, brother, stop feeding into chat's delusions. We were on time as we always are. But what's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great on this fine Sunday evening. You know what it is. You already know. You already know it's chapter time. We got some discussions to have, chat. Like, obviously, JJK, it dropped if nothing else, a controversial chapter amongst the fan base. Some people loved it. Some people were, pretty on the fence. Some people thought it was, doo-doo garbage, to kind of paraphrase Radman here. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But we got some other stuff. Blue Lock dropped a phenomenal chapter. Kagurabachi dropped a phenomenal chapter. Sakamoto dropped a pretty good chapter as well. And as you guys know, we've been reading Akira. So we're going to catch you guys up on how we've been feeling about that manga as well. So a lot of fun stuff. Chat.
A lot of fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff.
But before we start any of that, I do want to properly announce on stream, because this happened like 10-20 minutes right after we ended last episode, but Naruto read is official. Like, that's going to be happening next. So, we hit 5K. Thank you guys so much for that. And as per our agreement, you and us, the Naruto read-through is official. It's happening. It's going to be a reread for BR. It's going to be my first time reading Naruto. So that's going to be the book club for the next couple weeks. So yeah. Get excited.
Shit. The Naruto art going to be legendary. That's all I'm going to say. I'm very excited. Very elated even. Overjoyed. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully Kreams develops the right opinions for the sake of the pod. But yeah, let's get into these super chats real quick. Kenji Akari, thank you for the 5. I'm going to, in GTA, blow my brains out from that Akari and Arame bit. Listen, brother, I just got to say this with my full chest. That might single-handedly be the best part of the chapter.
Alright, bro.
Man.
Wow.
Delectable, delightful, delicious. Y'all see, I'll get into that later. I won't even get into my rant. I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to just say, personally, I thought that section of the chapter was really good. Gege handled that excellently. But in any case, thank you for the 5, Kenji Akari. Appreciate you, gang.
Bro. That is... You said, you spoke your mind, bro. I'll give you that.
Jaden 3011, thank you for the 5. I don't care what anyone says. Seeing the Gojo 3 together again was great. Great is a word, but I appreciate the 5. And,
the Gojo 3, by the way, that's a crazy...
Gojo 3 is crazy glazed because the person you're naming them after is not a factor here. But
also, I get
what you mean. He did not rock with him.
Yeah,
like that.
He definitely didn't rock with one of them. Like, if we're splitting hairs, bro, like, I don't know if all 3 of them claiming Gojo on their flag, but I'll let you rock.
Yeah.
Diamond, thank you for the 5. I actually liked Weir's translation this week, especially Gojo's letter to Megami. 2 Gojo mentions so far in these super. Like, I'm I love it. Keep them coming. Gojo Glaze all the way. Just really funny angle to like kick off with.
For sure. Astro, thank you for the 10. Congratulations to JGK and MHA for wearing their Bleach inspirations on their sleeves and ending in the most dog shit way possible. I almost banned your dumbass, but
Yellow Bubble, bro.
Yeah, that's not red though. I'm not colorblind like Gege. That's all I'm gonna say. Run that one back, bro. Let's see if you can get it right this time. And I appreciate you for the 10. Dia, thank you for being member for 7 months. Arame lost all the aura by killing themselves and not sending on business. Also, Naruto Rito so locked in top 2 and not 2 manga. I agree with the second part. I actually think dying immediately when their goat died is the most horrific thing they could have done.
I
to be
mean,
honest.
like Arame didn't lose, chose to end the fight. So
Arame looks like they barely took damage.
like
And so I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna just say,
like the
I'm
rope
gonna just
came
say that.
off. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. But in
that
any
was
case,
yeah.
um,
Kugami, thank you for the 5. The slander won't work, BR. My Hikari agenda will never stop. Now we know Hikari would have turned the tides against Sukuna and he took his side piece.
uh-huh.
That is
Anyways,
quite the jump. You know what
mental ill patients aside,
You know what, Google Me, I want to throw you a bone here, right? I would love to agree with you, even hypothetically, but the problem is we've seen none of the fight. So like there's no frame of reference, right? This could have been, an hour and a half of just, freeze, heal, freeze, heal. Like we don't even know if Hikari was luckier than average that day. Just throwing
bro,
that out there.
we don't know if Hikari landed any more hits than what we were shown, which was
Mm-hmm.
like 2 or 3. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just be honest. You can't say that the Hikari slander won't work. Gege's on my side. Like it's not slander no more. It's observation.
I I can't even disagree with you, bro. It was off
Like please,
screen, bro. Like
bro.
I
Like listen, and I'm not even saying off screen means Hikari's a bum. He's a bum for a multitude of reasons. This is only in addition to it. But like there comes a point to where you gotta. I'm not even saying you gotta not like Hikari or whatever. Stand for your goat, whatever. But like slander is only slander when it's slander, bro. Like I'm not saying anything
what
untrue.
a turn of phrase.
I'm not even embellishing anything. My God, we'll get more into it. But in any case, Damien Rosario, thanks for being a member for 7 months. Yo, Rikido Binge been life changing. Thanks for putting me on BR on like 106 or chapter 167 this week. Hey, bro, another person saved by a broken Ronin recommendation. I'm glad you're enjoying it though, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fun manga. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh,
Let me know how you feel when it's all said and done.
good shit. Dimana Katsuha, thank you for the 5. Here's my attempt at power scaling. Arame's monk robes are made of 2 layers of cotton with the 3rd layer underneath for their binder. Thank you for the other 5. Pillows are made of polyester with a cotton case. Hikari only punched through 2 layers of cotton, which is weaker material. Not even a pillow puncher. Damn.
That's W material scaling. W material scaling. The sandpaper pillow puncher is not even worthy of that. Not even worthy of that.
Truly wild scaling.
Hold on. Shadow Star, I know we're about to double up with some good slander. Why are you as a full-grown man only fighting children, Yuji, the elderly, Kashima, who killed you like 3 times, and feminine-looking people?
No
Oh my God.
background.
Yeah, no bad Kari. Oh my God. I love to see it. Anytime I see Shadow Star's name pop up, I know elite slander is afoot. You love to see it. You love to see it.
I can almost
Hikari
smell
don't
that
want no
shit,
fair
bro.
fights. Hikari don't want no fair fights. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro, he's
Let's
just
see.
gambling on if it's gonna be fair. It's just it's a
Womp womp. Tora is better. Anyways, Astro, thank you for the 10. Not to worry, BR. I will restore my honor by shouting to the heavens. Kagurabachi is peak. Yeah, all right, bro. I'll let your previous comment slide. That's a good recovery. That's a good recovery if I've ever seen one. That's a good recovery if I've ever seen one.
And J Hurt, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Chihiro looked cold as fuck this chapter. Also, I'm feeling a possible JJK Part 2, but I don't know. Bro, I can't wait to talk about JJK Part 2 Discourse, because that has been on my mind.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Chiro always be looking cold as hell. But you are right. Hokazono did add a little bit extra sauce on there. I noticed.
Just for
he
you,
thought
bro.
he thought I wouldn't pick up on it. He thought that shit would go under the radar. It did not. I saw it. Hokazono, I'm familiar with your game. 3 elite color pages in 1 week, by the way. God, bro. Like, go ahead and goat status. Like, what are we having conversations for? But what are we having conversations for? Let's see. And then Dane Simonson, thank you for being here for 7 months. Makes me so happy that we never saw Hikari inflict meaningful damage on anyone. That's so real. His best damage feats are like on Charles and Yuji intentionally not fighting back.
What about Kashi? It's not even.
Dumped him in water.
He's not even worth defending anymore, bro. I gotta call it.
Bro. Listen. I'll say this right now, right? Chat. I will defend Hikari for the rest of this stream if you can pull up a significant damage feat that Hikari gets by punching Kashimo. You got to give me something greater than a nosebleed, chat. The best thing is like him peeling his skin a little bit when they're in the water that's being superheated by Kashimo, by the way. Hikari's not even the source of that.
God.
But like listen, if you think back, the most like Hikari is just like nosebleed. Like bro was trying to beat him via anemia, bro.
Oh my god,
It was
not
the worst
anemia.
thing.
Bro, you're
It
gonna
was
make
the
me cry,
worst-
bro. Like,
Bro,
fuck.
no, for real. Show me. I'd love to see because it's just like he gets punched and he spits out some blood or some blood comes out of his nose, and then Kashimo makes his own skin peel based on the heat of the water. Like, be honest, Hikari, like he does not have the pillow puncher moniker for no reason, right? Like, is it slander? Yes, but is it completely unfounded? Hell no. Like, once again, be real, bro.
Bro, I can't. Like, the problem, like, he's not even there. Like, I can't.
Bro.
Like, okay, dude, I'm so
let me show
mad.
you, bro.
I'm so
I'm
mad.
gonna show you
that.
I want you to put this up for chat, bro. This is the last image we see of Kashimo before he blows himself up. I want you to show chat the accumulation of damage.
Gotcha.
That's it. He doesn't have RCT, by the way. At least not that we know of. So this is it. This right here, before he self-destructs, is the extent to which Hikari damaged him.
God, bro, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I remember when JJK was so full of potential. Hikari speculation videos were going crazy. He's gonna play a big role in the final fight. We're gonna see big things from Hikari. We're gonna be X, Y, and Z, and it's just a sad sight, dude, from fucking start to finish. And now here we are. His arguably most impressive fight on paper got off-screened. What am I supposed to do with that, bro? What is Restless Gambler supposed to do about that? I hope he's okay. I hope somebody's looking out for him. Shout out Restless Gambler.
Hey, he need God, bro. He need God. It happens though.
Oh,
Draco Frostbite, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you, gang. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sleeping Angel thing with a 14, red, black, and white again. I'm eating it up. Oh yeah, that color page. Yes, sir. I need that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Google Me E, thank you for the 5. Incoming info release of Arame being stronger than Kenny, plus both of them with little clothes and little damage. Methinks they were pounding together. What a message, bro.
It's what's really funny? I gotta give it to Hikari fans for trying to spin anything because, like, you can't praise him for his fighting prowess here, right? You didn't see it. So you gotta just start making shit up. And at a point, like, even as a hater, I gotta respect the craft, right? Like, elite diversion tactics, because if y'all were stuck praising Hikari for shit he actually accomplished, there would be no Hikari fans. So I gotta give it up to y'all and say, W diversion, elite, like, I clap it up. Yeah, you know what, Hikari fans, you were all right. Let's see. Steel Line, thank you for the 5. Cream's acting like he was defending Kashimo. He's such a fake fan. Makes Borrow fans look presentable. They are homeless. Borrow fans being homeless is crazy, bro.
Cause like,
hold on.
Bro, what a thing to put on Borrow fans. Live. Sorry about that. Like, fuck. Fuck. Any Borrow fans out there?
Yeah, Shadow Star, thank you for the 5. Lend me some water and Cursed Energy Eater. This is base Kashimo I'm up against. Kenji doesn't even have a GED, Hikari. God. Elite slander all the time. I appreciate that. I appreciate that quite a bit.
Chat, I forget how funny you guys are week to week. Thank you for constantly impressing me.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Heard Borrow's name. What's the word? Homelessness. 3 inches long, 3 inches wide. Thank you for the 2. Reminder, there is a Minecraft server for members. Yeah, or something.
Is that even,
not facilitated by us.
We are not involved in any way, just to be clear. That's all you guys.
In any case, let's actually talk about some chapters. We can kick it off with Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days dropped a fun chapter. Shin and Heisuke related. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Them getting their training in is nice. Kindaka seems to be mildly impressed with them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't appreciate him saying that they're at their physical limit. Kindaka, what do you know? You were in a coma for 7 years, bro. Get your eyes checked. But prison training arc ahead. I do like that, and I respect like ESP training arc for shit. Like, listen,
I'm so excited.
All I'm saying is, I know secondary goat about to glow up.
God,
I know secondary goat about to glow up. I need it,
bro. I have been waiting. Dude, I love Shin so much, and the fact that this whole time he's honestly been kind of cruising just on sheer skill and the occasional, ESP flare up is so impressive. The second bro has control over that, I need to see him cook. I need to see him fight an order member and like talk crazy. Like, is that all you got?
I need it. I need it. Shin, lock in. I need it.
Bro,
secondary goat? Yeah, Nagumo's my first goat.
Need him to hit that fucking ESP Professor X pose while he's fighting, bro. Cerebro, fry his brain.
Holy shit.
Yokai Gotha, thank you for the 5. Hikari out here bullying NBs, twinks, and aspiring artists. Please don't invite this man to Seattle or he might commit a hate crime. Fucking hell, dude.
This is insane. Demon Akatsuo, thank you for the 2. Karara's one opponent actually fought back, noticing. Oh, brother. Holy shit.
Fuck. Oh, shit, bro. Cody, thank you for the 10. I think we could run into old villains in the jail, like Club Jam or apart from the prisoner arc.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be sick. It'd be sick. A lot of Sakamoto Days, villains are dead for the most part. So I'm curious which ones. Jesus, what's his name? The guy who makes Sakamoto Days. I like. Bjorn Line.
What are you talking about?
I can't wait.
I wasn't listening, bro.
That's insane. I can't wait to see which old villain he brings back.
Okay.
Suzuki. Damn. Fuck.
What?
I can't wait to see which villain Suzuki brings back in the Prison Break arc.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, what the fuck? What was that? What was it?
Where did the wires get crossed?
Bro, you were just blabbering nonsense. I can't wait for what villains he brings back. Pause. Suzuki. That doesn't mean anything. Like, until you run the whole sentence back fluidly.
All right, but
I didn't even know you were asking about the author's name. Bro just said PR line as if I'd been paying attention to what you were talking about before, bro.
That's insane. Crazy admitting you were just bad friend timing, but whatever. I think we
brother.
DC being member for 4 months. Come mine in the Goon Caves, Jesus. Come mine in the Goon Caves, my non-member brethren.
Oh, I don't recommend it. Let's see. Shadowstar, thing with the 5. Addendum. My bad. Hikari pruned a second old person who also didn't fight back and was off-screened, noticing fraudulent behavior. Hikari fans on pack watch. Yeah.
Fuck.
This is that 3 black flashes? Yes, sir. Consecutive. That's what I need to see. That's what I need to see.
Completely your fault, by the way. Just pointing that out. Like I know you're not mad about it. But just like, if you're a Hikari fan and you want somebody to blame, like, this is the guy right here, Broken Ronin, and he's standing on that shit. Let me turn this image off.
Very much so. And I'll say this, right? If you're a Hikari fan who wants some support, Kreams is your ally. He's willing to support you and Hikari with his life on the line. On his soul, Hikari's his goal.
Listen, bro.
Anything he says different means he's going to hell right now. Go ahead.
Fuck.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Any Hikari fan out there that wants fucking vengeance, it's not Gege that you have to look for. It's this guy right here. You want to talk about going to hell? Let's go together, bro. Hand in hand, taking this supervillain down. Fuck all of us, bro. All of us gonna go down in flames.
People already got you by your ankles, brother. It's up for you. Like,
brother, you already have real estate down there.
Me and God looking at Hikari fans down there like, so you want to tell him or do I? But that's all I'm gonna say, bro. Kreams is y'all lawyer. Y'all are finished. Type shit. Creams implementing Robo Renin to stop me from speaking.
Oh
Typical
no.
Creams behavior.
Oh no. Robo-roaded? That's crazy. I don't even do it on purpose, but this is again, bro, when I figure out how to, turn that off or, turn it on and off, find the switch. God,
Hold on, chat. Check my Twitter for something. I'm gonna post a clip.
bro. Hey, I would like to.
This is the only way I can fight
I would
back.
like
No,
to
no, 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 no,
apologize.
no,
I would
no,
like
it's
to
too late.
apologize.
It's too late.
I would like to
You can't
apologize,
reverse the
bro.
Robo Running.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I
What,
got a clip for y'all,
no,
chat.
no, no,
Watch
no,
this.
no. Hold on, bro. What does Jesus say about forgiveness?
I am not from Jerusalem. What the fuck?
Come on,
like
bro.
that's not me, gang.
Not with that
Hold on,
attitude, bro. Come on, believe in
I got a
yourself.
clip for y'all, chat. Hold on. Anyways, continue, bro. You're not reversing fate here. Let's see.
Rabble. Dude, words have been kicking my ass today. I wonder why. Ooh, that's not good for for me. User unknown, the year of the 5. If Chozo spun back with another piercing blood, Orame would have been a non-factor. Hakari a bum for real.
That's so real.
That's funny as hell. Like, Orame would have to have a domain, which they have no indication that they do, by the way. But
Nope.
they would have to have a domain for somebody to be like, yeah, Hakari, you got that, instead of a guy who's like proven that his technique works on them. Like, isn't that nuts, bro? Like, Chozo has a guaranteed like effectiveness there.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Which clip did you post, brother?
Anik, thank you for the 5. For 4 minutes and 11 seconds, Bumkari is effectively a cultural appropriator. Jesus Christ, W slander. Shadow Star, thank you for the 5. It makes sense that Creams is a Akari supporter if Akari is out here performing hate crimes on marginalized communities. SMH. That's what I'm saying.
I just heard the clip back. Oh my god.
Guys, listen, bro. You know what I'm gonna start doing, bro? Because obviously Robo Ronin don't affect you, right? So you don't care. I'm gonna incentivize you too, bro.
Every
time
care.
I see a Robo, every time I see a Robo, bro, you were like, oh. Every time I see a Robo Ronin in chat, bro, clip. Let's light this candle, bro. I got.
Bro, let's
something.
keep this candle unburnt. What are we doing? Let's.
That's what I'm saying.
We
saying,
got
bro.
overhead lighting, bro. Let's not jump any guns.
Listen. I'm saying the ball's in your court, bro. I don't drop a clip if I don't see a Robo running, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too wild.
Listen, bro. I think your beef isn't with me. It's with the CEO of Discord. I think I'm being treated unfairly here.
Damn. Let's see.
Fuck. Damn, huh? Oh, sucks to be you, bro. Oh, fuck.
That's tough, gang. I don't know the CEO of Discord. I know you. Like, what you want me to do about that?
Damn, bro.
Thank you.
That's somebody else's problem. Yours.
Fuck.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, thank you for becoming a member, Liv.
Appreciate you.
And Jalen Quest, thank you for the 2. Happy Forgiveness Day to everyone except Drake and Creams. That's a W.
No. Jalen, don't put words in their mouth. It just ended at Drake.
Shut up.
It just ended
Let's
at
see.
Drake.
Oh, Robo running again?
No. They're fucking with you. Dude.
How do you know?
Chatter notorious liars, bro.
Shit, bro. I believe chat.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Do you know two? Like, read the 2. My dad punches doors. Kari can't beat cotton. Fuck.
Oh, and Achillean, thank you for the 200. Miwa payment, 4 out of 5. IMO Sukin's end was quick but satisfying. For all his grandeur, he was just an old, craven spirit desperate for more life. Life he wasted on empty hedonism. Saying Yuji's name was an acknowledgement of his ideals because Sukuna understood those are what bested him.
Mm-hmm. First of all, thank you. I'm gonna be real with you, Achillean. I kind of forgot about this, so you could have just like not done that, but appreciate the reminder. Appreciate the 200. Appreciate the red. You're the best. Appreciate you standing on business. That's some real honor bound shit. And I really fuck with the interpretation. I fully agree.
I do not know if I do. We'll get more into it when we. I don't know if Sukuna necessarily.
For me,
acknowledges Yuji in any capacity outside of like a stubbornness, more than like a you're right in the way Yuji acknowledged Mahito.
I mean, for me, like it was still Sukuna adhering to his own principles in a roundabout way, because he lost the fight. Again, we'll get into it, right? But he lost the fight and the ideological battle at the same time. But to him, like losing is all encompassing. So I don't doubt that, like, he agrees with Yuji because Yuji bested him in battle, if that makes sense.
I mean, I don't even go that far. I don't think he agrees with Yuji in any capacity. But it's just to say,
You don't think he just, like, threw that in? Like, it's not even about accepting, like, or taking the lesson to heart. It's more like, yeah, bro, I can't even argue with you. Like, I'm here, you're there.
no, not necessarily. I don't think that's how Sukuna views things. Because I think if Sukuna sort of like acknowledging them would mean he changed, right? It's inherent to the character. If Sukuna's whole thing is about being isolated ideologically and not being able to be understood by people or understand them truly, then like being able to acknowledge Yuji in the way that I assume you and Achilleon mean would be becoming like a different character, which is it's not saying that like that has to be the wrong interpretation. I just don't hold to it, right? I think Sukuna rejecting Yuji's hand at the end and him just accepting death is what he said he was going to do if he was ever beaten against Yorozu, right? If I die, who gives a fuck, right? Like it's up, I'm done. Like I don't really care what you do with a corpse, right? That has nothing to do with me.
Right, that's fair. But I mean, Yuji kind of robbed him of a death in a way, right? I mean, the implication I got was that Yuji just kind of ate him again. So,
I mean, if he did, I would have assumed Yuji had the eye slits, but he doesn't, so I assume he didn't.
or
But I don't
he
know.
would just be better at suppressing him.
Maybe, I guess, but I don't know if we've ever had any reason to believe like better at suppressing him than being the perfect prison. Like how do you get perfecter? I don't know.
Because for me, it was like, okay, if Sukuna is even able to have his own innate domain, for instance, where he's like sitting on his, little throne, it could just be, he's in a prison cell now, right? Metaphorically, instead. Like, it could just be a more concrete or more deliberate construction by Yuji. But
It's not impossible,
yeah,
but I don't
it's an
necessarily see it that
interpretation
way.
thing mostly. Like that's how I
Yeah.
interpret it.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's, where do we leave
Let's see.
off?
DC YouTube, think of it too. Cream supports Akari because he switched teams to white. Fair enough. That makes sense.
Parentheses
C Miller,
white,
think
bro.
of it too.
How funny.
Megami Best Feet gonna be basketball court domain. I'm sure this is some slander, but I don't even know what that means. Let's see. C Miller, thank you for the two once more. Arame dropping disclaimers in her final breath. That's very real.
Yeah.
W Sukuna Glazer till the end.
Yeah, making excuses in the afterlife is so funny. I need you to move like that for LeBron when he retires, by the way.
There's no need to make an excuse for a perfect being, but sure.
Like, I really
Let's see.
yeah, just delete your channel, bro. Like, go with him. Like, if he's not doing it, I'm not doing it. Type of speech.
You know what, bro? I won't do that, but I will do something. I'll stop being an
I would
honored one.
love
That's
to
real.
apologize, bro. I would like to walk that back. Can I moonwalk that back, bro? Hee
On
type shit,
episode
bro.
112, on episode 112, someone clip this and send this to me, by the way. I need to keep this. On episode 112, September 1st, 2024, it was decreed that once Le Pookie Bear retires, Broken Ronin will be retiring from the Honored Ones podcast as well. Chat. Send that over.
Don't send
Appreciate
that shit
you,
over. VR, I misspoke.
As you always do.
I think we can, forgive and forget on this one, bro. It's what LeBron will want.
You don't know the Pookie Bear like that, I fear. Let's see. M3D, thing with a 5. I need different perspectives. Someone argue against me, please, but Sukuna's fear of death takes a lot of oomph out of it. Not just Sukuna, but his whole worldview.
Oh,
I mean, I don't necessarily know if I agree he was scared of death in the way that making me kind of sees it. But
I'm indifferent. Like I felt what you're describing, M3D. And I've definitely been sitting with it kind of funny because it felt like it kind of robbed some of the aura or mystique surrounding, understanding Sukuna and like how he moves. But in a way, it just kind of it's consistent because like the disaster curses weren't like thrilled about death, even knowing that they get reincarnated, right? So I just kind of assumed it was the curses being slime balls. You know what I mean? Like if he insists on being a curse, right, calling himself that and like claiming that on his presumably dying breath, then a curse is cowardly and he acted like that. So I don't know. I think it's just consistent.
I don't even really agree with the premise, but it's kind of a lot to get into like pre-JJK discussion. So
All
I'll
right.
just say, remind me to spin back on it when we get to talking about it.
Okay.
Let's see, Triple Universe. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. I have finished the first arc in Kagurabachi, and so far I'm moved. Thanks, BR.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Triple Universe.
W writing,
You know,
bro.
I would the oh my God, the congregation is happy to have
Oh,
you.
bro.
We love to have you here. Welcome to the Kagura Brotherhood. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, thank you, thank you.
Michael K, thank you for the 20. Could be Cope, but this chapter felt like almost like a rushed final chapter. If it was meant to end like this, I would assume Gege would have just extended this chapter into the final four. Something surprising sad will happen in the last three. That seems to be the consensus going around. I don't know if I'm getting the sense, right, that we're just gonna close some loose ends. Like what happened to Yuta is an immediate one, because I do think that's like a fair question to ask. If Gege chose to write it as defeating Sukuna, flash forward however long into the trio being back together in their school uniforms, so some time has passed, a lot more than 5 minutes. So if he's going around, where are they now for these like last three chapters, I think it's a good place to start it.
Yeah, we'll see. I
Or to end it.
pretty strong, kind of like copey opinions, but it doesn't really come from a place of cope. More just how I think I understand Gege's writing, being a fan thus far. But we'll see. Tiberius, thank you for the 2. Did bro just say he type shit?
I did.
Huh.
Oh, when I said,
Um.
can I walk it back? Can I moonwalk it back? He type shit.
Got you. Fair enough. Fair enough. In Shane, bro, we're not even there yet, bro. Hold your fucking horses, man. Tessero, relax, bro.
Oh,
We're not even at the JJK part yet. Super chats are just having us address it. Um,
Stealing Lime, thank you for the 5. Peep how Creams wanted to moonwalk and what? Demelanate? Demelanate. Oh my god. MJ, when confronted by BR when he slandered the Legoat Lapuki Bear.
Goat, like Captain America, Pookie Bear. Yes. I don't misunderstand, chat. I heard, I saw, I clipped it. I know. Once I see that Pookie Bear retirement, I will be submitting, my 1 hour notice. So,
Hey, bro, we still on the podcast for later today? Oh, yeah, sure, definitely, bro.
yeah, no, bro. I see that retirement. You're getting a. It was fun, man. It's up. That's it. It's over. Um,
Fuck.
I'm gonna take a couple of weeks to myself. It is what it is. Anyways, for the Sakamoto Days chapter, I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It was solid. It was solid.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to really get their hands dirty in this prison, bro. Like, I need this training arc expeditiously. Um, what do you think they're coming out as? Like order level members? Like,
Yeah. Order level. Probably like low order level though, if I'm being realistic. They can probably handle like they can maybe together take out like a mid to high level. Individually, they might just be like scraping the barrel. That's what I'd imagine. Like I'll put it like this, right? They're not beating Shishiba, right? Like like as much as I'd love for Shin to pop out and just be him, right? Which he already is, but more him. I don't think they're coming out of the other end of this that level of order member, but I could see like maybe the two of them teaming together against like Osaragi and coming out victorious in like a super high diff fight. That's kind of where I see it. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised. Yo, thank you, Sleeping Danger, for the clip, brother. I appreciate you, gang.
sleeping danger. Stop
You're
stop
you're
fucking
you're you're
snitching.
you're under my wing for the rest of the stream, unless you slate me. Um, um,
Fuck, I'm mad, bro.
yeah. Man, I'm mad too. Anyways.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Man, shut the fuck up talking to me. Nah, that's just so funny. That clip is goddamn hilarious, bro. In any case, nah, I might go Osura, you got that. Kudko, I feel like never mind. Let me just mind my business. Let me mind my business. In any case, Cyclone Day chapter was cool. Go, I don't know, drink some oolong tea, Iro. I'm about to talk about Kagurabachi.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, man. Will do.
all right, chat. Open up your Kagura Bibles. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. It's that time of the week. Open up your Kagurabibles to chapter 47. We not only got a new chapter, we were introduced to a lot of new things. We got a weekly Shonen Jump colored page. It looked exquisite. It looked delightful, delectable, delicious, scrumdiddlyumptious, right? Then we got a chapter cover color page. That shit was gas, showing all of the excuse me, showing all of the sword bears. That was exciting. That was cool. And then we got what might just be Hokuzono's best color page yet, which is saying something, by the way. The chapter 47 cover. Oh my god, Hokuzono. I'm pouring sugar water and honey on you, go. This shit was crazy. This shit was crazy. I really rocked with it. This was an elite color page from Hokuzono. This was amazing. This was amazing. Now, the chapter itself was also really cool. As a whole, it functioned as an Uruha introduction chapter. We are introduced to the contracted owner of the Enchanted Blade. Let me see, Kumeyuri. That was very cool. That was very cool. We have no idea what the blade does right now, as far as I'm aware, as far as I was able to gather from the chapter. But we do know that Yoji Uruha was the wielder of it. We know that, much like Sojo, he is and was a Kunishige super fan, like absolutely enthralled by his aura. Like, it's funny because he really just, like, I say that kind of as a joke, but that's actually just how he was moving. Just like, wow, bro, his stare is so intense. He's so cool. Which, knowing what we know now from Chihiro's perspective, makes it a lot funnier. But I digress. We know his reason for being. We know a lot of his motivations, and we see basically the Hishaku attack. Uruha barely escaped with the help of the Kaminabe, and basically we have Hakuri and Chihiro meet up with him. The chapter, in essence, in its plot, is very simple, very basic, very straightforward. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It functions to do a couple of things: establish maybe the direction for the next arc, or rather this next section of the arc at the bare minimum. Establish who Uruha is, what his motivations are, what type of character he is, and I think add to the current motif of perspectives on Kunishige. We've seen that with Sojo. He had his own perspective on Kunishige, his own viewpoint of him, admiring him just like Chihiro, and now just like Uruha, but in a much different way and having a much different viewpoint on him than Chihiro did. Having that clash and having that end up sort of like go against one another was very interesting. And I think Hokuzono is going to continue this idea with these two characters, showing that Uruha has obviously a much more, what's the word I'm looking for, serious or limited perspective on who Kunishige was than Chihiro. Or maybe Chihiro is the one that has a limited perspective. I think you can argue that both of them do, in all honesty. Both of them only understanding a part of the complete person that was Kunishige Rokuhira. And I think that's quite interesting. I'm very excited to see where this goes and where it's explored, considering that they are allies. I'm interested in seeing if Hokuzono will have these two things clash, or if Chihiro will inform Uruha on who Kunishige truly was in some way, shape, or form, and vice versa will be the case. But I was very excited to see this. He's very cool. We got some flashes of action. I will say, if the premise of his character kind of fitting into the overarching themes of the story that we've seen thus far weren't good enough, him being pretty clean with a sword, no powers, no enchanted blade, certainly wasn't it certainly didn't hurt. You know what I mean? Pulled up, handled 4 sorcerers, said, "Hold on, let me. I don't need an enchanted blade. I got it. That shit was cool. That final pose, yes sir. Him doing this while he's rusty. I fuck with it. Kind of cool. And speaking of cool, speaking of aura, speaking of essence, power. You know what I mean? We got Chihiro Rokuhira pulling up the way he always does. Bubbles and goldfish chat. Bubbles and goldfish. Bro pulled up badass as hell, as he always got to. Let's see. I'll read this when Kreams gets back and we talk about JJK a little bit. But yeah, I think this is really cool. Draco Frostbite, thank you for the 5. This guy's worship of his dad will probably make sure you have to acknowledge his dad made weapons of mass destruction and a strong and form a strong opinion of them. I'm very interested to see how it works because you could kind of go one of two directions. I'm sure because I said that Hokuzono will go a secret third direction that I didn't consider. But I think that like there are two kind of paths you can go on, at least from my understanding. You can either have those ideas clash, much like they did with Sojo, or you can have those ideas inform one another and create a more holistic picture. I'm imagining it's going to go the second route, considering that they are allies, but I'm honestly down for either, and I am very curious to see what exactly Kagurabachi as a story has in store for the ongoing arc. Let's see, bro. When these swordsmen get their enchanted blue bet, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. They're nice with it. They're nice with it. They're nice with it. They're nice with it. Um, Chirido's first perception blitz as well has speed blitz a few times, but this was different. It definitely was pretty sick. It definitely was pretty sick. I will say, shit was cold. Shit was cold. He always pulling up. We promise not to let you die. Yeah, man. Or a man. Yeah, that's him. Um,
I'm back.
but yeah, that shit was very cool. Chiro did his thing. Hokuzono obviously did his thing. Goat, Prodigy, whatever, etc., etc.
The chosen one.
Yeah. Silent heretic. Let's see. And ending the chapter with a standard Chihiro looking mad confused page, or rather panel. Pretty standard for Kagurabachi. Pretty standard. I gotta say, 9 out of 10. Life changing stuff. Hokuzono, thank you. I can't wait to see what you have cooking next week, King.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a very good chapter. I'm very excited. I will. I'll just say this, bro. The Kagurabible getting a lot of rereads from me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's getting a lot of rereads, bro. I'm gonna have to order a new one. This one's getting worn. But chat, make sure to upkeep your Kagurabibles. All right. These are what connects you to the Hokuzono force. Make sure to pay attention to that. But in any case,
I'm gonna be jumping on that wave in October, so I'm kind of excited about that.
In any case, chapter was good. Excited, all that stuff. Hokuzono did his thing, for sure.
Type shit, bro.
Yeah, what we got next? Blue Lock?
Yeah, Blue Lock. Did you read Achilleon's thing?
No, I was waiting till you got back.
Cool.
So Killian, thank you for the 10. I should clarify when I wrote acknowledgement, I meant Sukuna recognizes the ideals. I don't believe Sukuna accepted Yuji's way of life in any way. I think BR has the right of it. Thank you. Appreciate you for the 10.
I mean, it wasn't so much that he internalized Yuji's beliefs, but more like there's no argument left to have because he lost. You know what I mean? So it was less you're right and more like I can't do anything about it. Excuse me. I can't do anything about it either way.
I guess so, but I think he believed that since for a while, in all honesty. He just, yeah. But anyways, 3 inches long, 3 inches wide. Think of the 5 creams. How is your biggest beef? Is against stairs. Last stream also Hikari nerfed. Yeah, the Hikari nerf was very interesting to see. Seeing it not only apply to the storage room, but also just Iso was very interesting. Hopefully he gets better soon, bro. But yeah. That was interesting.
It wasn't. It's not that the stairs. Okay, the issue. This can't be my fault. All right, all I'm gonna say is Minecraft needs a better way, or at least let me rotate the fucking stairs. That's all I'm asking. Just a little rotate button. Fuck. I have to redo them every single time I need to lay them down, and I do it wrong. Okay, fuck me, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. In any case, Blue Lock time.
Yes, sir.
Fuck, I'm pouring honey on you, goat. Shit, this was so peak. Fucking hell, dude. Rin is really tweaking. That's just kind of hard, so I'm cool with it.
Bro, I'm excited.
I gotta say, bro,
this
shit was so hard.
It was, yes, bro. Dude, I need one of these fuckers to score a goal. I need Rin to score a goal so bad, bro. You don't understand. I need if he scores a goal right now, I think Asagi might throw up on the field.
Bro, Isagi moving kind of godly. After, because here's the thing, right? Rin was talking mad shit, valid shit. Because he's cooking, bro. Like he's just having his way with the field. Everybody's like, kind of like, I guess we just gotta hold that until he finds the goal he really fucks with. I guess he's just gonna have the ball. Like he is scary as crazy, Isagi. That's so insane.
Yeah.
But he pulled up, like just cooked him, and he's like, yeah, dude, you're not worthy to be my equal. You're not worthy to be my rival. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Listen, you looking like a demon. You're cooking everybody. Like you're talking, but like, hold on now. Let's not forget Isago. And Isagi remembered who he was. But he said, hold on, wait a minute. I've got that resolve too, bro. Bro.
I'm the king
Isagi,
of adaptability.
Genius of adaptability. I almost fainted, bro. Listen, chat, y'all don't understand, bro. Y'all don't understand. The white hair puzzles oozing out of his eyes.
Nah, bro is having a fucking brain blast.
Bro. This shit. No. Rin and Isagi functioning at their absolute best, mixed with Charles just doing Charles bullshit, and then Shido coming in. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. This chapter was so fucking cool. Shit. Oh nah, dude. Oh my god. It is like Ren's not even my favorite character, but seeing him go off like this, absolutely insane. You know, everybody that had Rin stocks, you guys are up right now. I gotta say this shit is cool. This shit is fantastic. But I love it spurring on a couple of my other favorite characters to go beyond to, like, obviously Isagi, but Shido kind of broke free of Kunigami for a little bit, getting right there. I'm like, yeah, bro. Oh, I need to see what's gonna happen, because I already see, like, maybe Shido almost getting it, Rin outplaying him, and come on, godly Isagi, I need you to pull up, gang. Cause listen, bro, why your hair not the same color, gang?
Bro turned into fucking Nagi for a bit, bro. Like,
bro said, I see, I get it now. Like, no dialogue, no, just everybody's stressed. Isagi look ethereal as fuck, bro. Look, this football shit. I get it. I understand. I got a gang. Yeah.
So cool, bro. That pass to Charles, like the way Shido was moving.
Bro.
Like, dude, Rin had that field on fire.
Yeah, bro. And a special devil, you goofy. Fuck, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, dude.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I first read what the next chapter was gonna be called, I thought that shit deadass said crash out. It says crash shoot, but I misread that at first. I said, there's no way, bro. There's no way. Sleeping Danger Thing with the 14, the laws of physics are about to be broken, and I'm about to be here for it, bro. I need the most bombastic Blue Lock-esque bullshit possible, gang. Fuck. Oh my god, bro. This shit was so good. This shit was such a fun chapter.
This shit was gas, bro. Blue Lock chapters always have a way of just grabbing your fucking heart and pumping blood forcibly, dude. Like, I was just sweating by the time I was done. I can't fucking wait. Not only for, the next, chapter or two whenever, a goal breaks, but just for this match to be over and done with. Because I genuinely can't wait to see what the next phase of Blue Lock is.
Bro, fuck.
Because if they're all moving like this now, fuck.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Loki, get on the fucking pitch, bro. I'm curious to see what you can do right now, gang. I'm not gonna lie. The way, like, I don't get me wrong. I don't think Loki's getting steamrolled. Not possible. Blah blah blah. But like, I'm very curious. Supercharged Isagi, Rin, it's just to a little bit of a lesser extent Shido. I'm like, how good are you? Like, let me show me something.
Because you would think he was like, damn, bro, this shit's boring as hell, but Charles is fucking away. Like, all right,
yeah. Okay, he's like lead Charles, and it's like, okay, but hold on.
There's others.
Can you do what he just did though? Can you do what he just did though?
Bro, like, because the implication is like, bro, that's not even a question. It's like, can I run? Like, can I breathe?
Yeah, bro. Let's see though. I'm curious. You know what I mean? Bro, that confidence, all well and good, gang. Damn. Show me something.
Damn, bro. Rin's acted like me when I was 8. Fuck, he's really hooked in.
He's like, damn, bro. I achieved that skill when I was 10.
This guy must be world class. Fuck.
Yeah, nah, bro. Fucking hell.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
I'm telling you, I'm just been so fucking excited to see Loki like activate the tag-in, the baton pass,
mm,
whatever, because I
yeah.
know he is going to move fucking crazy. If the bar is here, right? If this is the floor for Loki
hmm
to come in, I know Isagi's gonna he might explode,
I,
bro.
I I need it, bro. I need it because every time, because like Isagi was fucking pressed, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
what? Like hold on. What are you? First of all, and second of all, why are you kind of scary? Why are you kind of scared?
Mm-hmm.
And then he fell and got shot. Like Ren talked to him the way Isagi talks to motherfuckers, right? And he's like, no, I don't like the way that feels. Bro, the super anger into the next time we see him being like supremely calm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that shit's so fucking raw, bro. I need
Mm-hmm.
another chapter, please, bro, please. This shit was gas though. This shit was gas.
Fuck.
Like, this was my favorite chapter of the week. I'm a glazed 10 out of 10, bro.
Yep, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that was a great fucking chapter.
When Blue Lock is blue locking, bro, I'm
Mm-hmm.
really like not much shit fucking like
Bro, that's real manga, bro. Fuck.
so fun, bro. I'm reading it and I'm just like, God damn, this shit is peak.
Bro,
It's so good.
fuck, fuck. Dude, Blue Lock always gets like okay. What usually happens, right? Is like the week to week of it. You know, will be like some flashback chapters. You know, some back and forths, like a crazy goal, and it'll be like 30 chapters, 40 chapters for one match, right? But then there are some chapters like this where I'm like, fuck,
Mhm.
bro, why isn't this a daily manga? Damn it, fuck. I want to feel like this every day.
And bro, I already know that when the better scans come in, this shit's gonna look even better, bro. Because
Mm-hmm.
what I started doing is after like halfway through the week after a Blue Look chapter, I'll go back and reread it with better scans once like
Mm-hmm.
the Kodansha officials drop. And Blue Look looks good now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duh. But go back and read that shit with good scans.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I'm acting like Shido during U20, bro. Like this shit look, I'm like, wow, this really is something else. Like
This really is manga.
my god, bro. I'm sorry for having eyes, gang. That's on me. That's my bad, bro. It won't happen again, bro. I promise I won't pick up the pencil. That's on me, bro. I apologize. I promise, bro. That's my fault, gang.
Fucking
Um,
hell, dude. What's crazy is like when it's printed, like when you see the physical
mhm.
volumes, that shit also fucking cooks.
Oh, oh my god, bro. Oh shit. Yeah, nah. Blue Lock's so fucking good, man. Yeah, 10 out of 10 chapter.
Mm-hmm,
This
mm-hmm.
shit was this shit was excellent, bro. This shit
That's
was
real
I
hashtag
yeah.
manga, bro.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Yeah, I should, very, very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Steven Nature, I think we're the 14. The laws of physics are about to be broken. Dude,
Yes,
at
sir.
this rate, like fuck, it's so. I swear, at some point, there's gonna be a point where everybody's got like maxed out adaptability, metavision with like King's aura and fucking like crazy physical stat. Like there has to be a ceiling to this, right? Before they get actual superpowers, because like
Hey, bro.
Loki better come
Pass
in
it,
and
man.
like lightning better fucking come out of it. Like you know what I mean?
That's
Fuck.
what I'm saying, bro. Need that shit. Nah, bro. We go when we y'all you already know you're gonna get like light particles surrounding a Loki whenever he
Mm-hmm.
starts running, bro. Like with the new over the top aura we're getting, bro. Yeah, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Low key, no pun intended. I kind of need this shit. Won't even this shit will be so stupid if it happens. I'm gonna be locked for it anyway,
God,
bro.
bro.
I will be in love if I get a blue lock speed blitz, bro.
I need
Please,
that, bro.
please,
Oh,
please, bro.
Chigiri hasn't been here in a minute, bro. I
Bro,
miss that,
please give me a speed,
bro.
bro. Please give me a
Dude,
speed blitz,
dude,
bro. I'm begging you, please.
bro. I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for something like a. All right, Asagi, you've adapted to complex shit. You've adapted to everybody's stories. How about you adapt to just being outrun, bro? I just
Yeah.
simply put
I
in work.
God, bro. I need like just like they're all standing there. It's just like, where'd he go? No,
I
no,
guess
no,
he's
no,
moving
no,
too
no.
fast for me to see. Oh fuck,
Oh shit. No.
bro! I can adapt.
Yeah, no, bro.
The technique is what is so basic. You know, a baby could play soccer like that, but his fucking speed. My God, he's going 30 miles an hour. No, it needs to be
While
something crazy.
turning at max speed, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh my god, bro, he's moving faster than a car at top speed. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, shit,
Bro.
bro. Is space warping
Mm-hmm.
around him? Like, I need it, bro.
Like, bro,
Come
even if
on
I had
now.
a bike, I wouldn't catch up.
Oh shit,
Fuck,
bro.
bro. If I need Asagi to like see something that he's just like, bro, what am I adapting to here?
Roids,
like,
roid, motherfucker.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's funny as hell.
fucking
That's funny
next
as
arc
hell,
of Blue
bro.
Lock, Isagi's gonna dope up. Like, shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. User unknown, think of it too. In before Loki taps into the Speed Force, bro.
We're
Fuck.
calling it here, man. At this point, it's like the only thing. I need to see how Noah moves when he also tags in at the same time, because like
Yeah.
he can't go on there and be like, bro, if I was 20 years younger, huh?
Yeah. What? Excuse me. Why are you reminiscing on your prime, sir?
Like,
You're still so. Yeah, no, bro.
bro, I have him out. I have him out matching in every way, but he's just so much faster. Oh my god, bro! I need Kaiser and Asagi especially to be like, Noah's lagging behind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit, dude.
this is the guy we're competing against. How am I pre-glazing, bro? Let me calm down.
Pre-glazing is crazy, but I'm not.
Fuck. I'm so excited,
see.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid 10 out of 10 for me. Akira, I think is next.
Akira time. Akira time.
Akira, yeah. So,
Akira. Leave me alone.
so what'd you think?
Akira's pretty good, man. I definitely rock with it. I will say, about as what's the word I'm looking for? About as ambiguous to me as it was when I watched the movie, and way plottier than I expected it to be. In all honesty,
Me too. I was genuinely surprised. I was like, how did they turn this into a movie? Like, it's not
they cut a
short.
lot of shit. It's just different. Like it's like
They
a
would
2 hour
have
movie,
to.
but yeah, they cut a lot of shit. But it's from what I remember of the movie, it has been like a year or two since I watched it, right? But the manga is significant. And this isn't a criticism. It's just an observation. It's significantly plottier,
Yeah.
right? And it's not like the plot is super complex. There are just
It's
a
just
lot of moving
more.
parts
Yeah.
and a lot of information. It's just like it's relatively easy to follow. It's
Yeah,
just
a
a
lot.
lot by
Yeah.
sheer amount.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, that also kind of took me back because I was surprised at how like from popular like just from osmosis, right? Like Akira's just one of those series that you just pick up on from it being so popular. So for me, I thought Tetsuo's like descent into madness would be a lot more snappy. I didn't think he was having those conversations with what's the old lady's name? Yokozo? The old lady with the sunglasses?
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah.
the name's failing me too.
Yeah, like I didn't expect him to like
Yeah.
go over there, consult her, and like ask about Akira and like do all of this. Like I didn't expect it to be as introspective as it was, especially for Tetsuo. And Ken, man, like I'm kind of marveled at how dense Akira was with such a short runtime. But it was all fun, right? Like I was engaged the entire way, and I really fucked with the art. Yeah, because I read
The art is
yeah,
very good.
I even because I read the colored version, so it was like really especially pretty for me. Especially near like the third to last chapter where spoilers for Akira, I guess. The Akira absorbed Tetsuo. Like that shit was really cool colored.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the art. Very, 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 very good stuff. He hold on, the author is Katsuhiro Otomo. Very bro loves his like kind of like high angle just explosions, bro. Fuck, that went hard every single time he dropped it.
Bro, anytime there was like a double spread, you dollars to donuts, it was a fucking crazy explosion.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mentioned this last stream, by the way, but left to right was definitely
That was
something
jarring,
to.
yeah.
It was only like the first couple of minutes for me, but when I kept reading it, I was like, yeah, these sentences don't make sense. Yo.
Yeah.
What do we do?
I'd have to go back and read. Yeah.
Here? Yeah, I was like, okay, it's just left to right, which is fine, but it was definitely unique.
I mean, my version of
Makes
that
them longing.
experience was like it was partially the left to right thing, but it was the art. Uh, when it was colored, right? And I was like just looking at the paneling and everything. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is a graphic novel. Like it felt like reading like an old comic book more than it felt like reading an old manga.
In what way specifically?
The paneling, the way you read it, you didn't read the colored, right?
Mm.
You know how old comics have like a printed color effect where it's like they're like JJK colored looks different than say Watchmen colored, if that makes sense. It's more posterized, a little bit more
Sure.
saturated. That's how it
Yeah.
looked. So it felt very like Watchmen when I was reading it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I think that's probably just the traditional nature of the and because there were a lot of colored, not a lot. There were colored illustrations when
Mm-hmm.
in the version I was reading. It was just like the official ones that the author did. I'm assuming at the beginning of like certain chapters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I get what you mean in terms of like the a lot less vibrant of a look,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell that they were just done traditionally with like actual
Yeah.
markers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like it felt more printed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So like I really I really fucked with that aesthetic for a while. It was nice to read something like that because it's been a long time since I've read anything with that kind of art. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Um. It was very good. It was very good. I will say that like uh, one thing that is lost on me, I think, is
Mm.
like the overarching point of Akira, like as a story.
So
Right?
I don't know if it's considered intellectually dishonest, but I looked it up after because I had a similar thought and I was like, what was what was the message here, right? Like I don't want to sound like
Mhm.
a snob, but it was just like it came from a place of curiosity.
It
Yeah, like it didn't come from
yeah,
me
to
like not
me,
enjoying it.
yeah, all I got was like anti-establishment kind of like
So
vibes from it in a way that I'm like, I don't know necessarily
yeah,
what he was trying to get across when he wrote it. I'm very curious.
yeah. So when I looked it up, the answer was like, despite how bad it could get, life prevails. Basically, it
Okay.
was like the commentary was like post World War II,
Yeah,
Japan's
I
still
figured.
rocking, yeah, everything got
Mhm.
rebuilt. So I think like in the last chapter, for instance, they basically said,
Mhm.
this is a sovereign nation, and the
Yeah.
intention was like they move not only with Akira's memory, but like as like together.
Yeah. And I guess I pick up on that. I feel I don't know. It's interesting because the power struggle to me feels like it was the focus more so
Yeah,
than
like that
moving
that
on past
that's
the
what
war.
it felt,
That,
right? Because like it was
yeah,
so
so
personal.
yeah, that's kind of why I was that's I think that's where my confusion came from because I understood it in the last sequence where it's like, okay, you're moving on after. But that is the a majority of Akira is not the like post apocalyptic
Mm-hmm.
setting, right? A lot of it is attempting to prevent what is
Another one,
essentially
yeah.
a second nuke go off,
Yeah.
right?
It's like for
Um,
Akira starts after the in-universe World War III, right? So for them
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, dude, we can't do World War IV, right? We
Mhm,
barely survived, the first wave somehow, but like we definitely can't do a second wave. And
mhm,
it's funny that the themes are like Akira's brutality, it feels weird to call it that because it's more of a holistic brutality just like on like a
mhm,
macro level, but the message, life finds a way, seems to really be up against like the worst circumstances. Like, yeah, bro, if it's 800 nuclear bombs going off simultaneously for like 20 days in a row, then we still got that. And it's like, all right, bro, W Hope Core, but like, I like okay, what was
yeah.
why did Tetsu
I
like
like to me, right? Like that's why I say it's I'm not sure what to glean from it. Like it's lost on me because I get a direction, but I
mm,
don't know if I find a question and an answer in the conventional sense of like if you look at like JJK, it's like living a proper life and having a proper death is like just right in your face, basically said in front of you,
mm-hmm,
right? And it's like, okay, yeah, that tracks, right? That's simple enough. With Akira, it's like I can tell the anti-establishment nature. I can tell it's like very like anti like there were some points where it felt like among like all of the like Tetsuo and what are the other kids' names?
Uh,
Kyoko, Masaru, like the other
mhm,
like espers, whatever you want to call them,
mhm.
right? They kind of there's a point where Kaneda's like talking to them and he's like, damn, this power like fucked y'all up bad. And he's like, yeah, but it also connected us. And I was like, okay, that feels like a thematic
Mm-hmm.
conversation, but to what end of the overarching narrative, I'm not quite as sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I think also that aspect kind of threw me off as well, where it wasn't just the espers that were, excuse me, part of the family, so to speak.
mhm.
It was also like Kei and Ryu and Chikoyo, the buff lady. I think
Yeah.
sorry if I'm butchering any of these names. There's a lot of them. um,
Yeah.
but like I get,
Kyoko.
yeah,
I just remembered. Yeah.
yeah, like you could argue like the resistance as a concept, right, is a little bit more familial. Where I think I was having trouble also was the metaphysical nature of Akira and to a smaller extent Tetsuo, because Tetsuo was played a bit more human. Malice, not with despite the malice, or I guess because of the malice that he had,
Mhm.
or a lot of the resentment, whatever. So these themes of enlightenment, of moving on, of empathy, of like what is awakening, what is a spirit, what is spirits. I guess what I'm wondering, right, if I could make this spiel short, is what does Akira, like, what's he supposed to represent here? Like, what, like, are he and Tetsuo supposed to represent like two sides of this? Like, is it potential, or like for example, just speculating, right? Are they meant to represent like the good side of nature, or the human nature, and the bad side of human nature? The best and worst of us. Because I don't get that vibe. But it's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, in all honesty. I was kind of left with a similar thing when watching the movie where I was like, this was entertaining, this is fun, and I gleaned some things, but I don't get I guess there's a resolution that sometimes I feel with certain series or certain like, media where I'm like, oh, that was the point, right? Good or bad, whatever, that was it. And I don't feel that with Akira either time. And that's not even like one from lack of trying or two from necessarily it being a problem. It is actually to me like quite interesting that I don't know if I like it more because of that, but I certainly don't like it less. It's just an interesting aspect of it that seems kind of um ever elusive. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Like, I don't think the story
Um
was worse for it, right? I
yeah.
don't think it detracted from how I felt about the characters, or the story, or anything. It more
hmm
felt like I was missing something, or like I was not
Yeah.
understanding something,
There might be a historical context we're missing
or like a
in
cultural
terms of
thing.
that's what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like Japanese post or Japan post World War II
yeah.
that like could probably be better, like that gap could be better bridged by either knowing that historical context from like just like schooling or research or just having experienced the world immediately following that.
Yeah.
Um
It
because yeah,
it
yeah.
definitely got that impression. It felt like maybe something wasn't resonating in the way that
Mhm.
it might have for somebody who, I don't know, when did Akira come out, in the 80s.
Mhm.
Like a Japanese person in the 80s, right? Like, I don't know if it was, just the vibe at the time, or maybe some, wounds from the 20th century were still being healed, or
Mhm.
what. But there was definitely like there was a roadblock there.
Yeah. I don't know. I still liked it regardless.
Mm,
Like I found it deeply interesting
mm,
and entertaining in spite of that. The
yeah.
presentation was very good. The characters are fun and easy to follow.
Yeah,
Um,
Kendo. I don't say
uh,
their name. I haven't said their names out loud yet, so I've just been reading them. Right, the protagonist.
Enter.
Yeah,
Kaneda.
Kaneda. Yes, fucking
Yeah,
hell. Yeah, Kaneda.
yeah.
I really fucked with him as a protagonist, with like one or two exceptional moments, but generally I kind of fucked with him. It was cool seeing him and Tetsu's relationship, you know, devolve and kind of coalesce.
Rekindle
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah.
How did you like favorite characters plus how did you feel about I guess like the on paper story, right? Like no deeper like just surface level story.
Um, so I mean, I guess cliche, Kaneda would be my favorite character. I think he stood out as the most interesting. I liked his dynamic, particularly early on with like I just
Mm,
think they were fun on screen.
yeah, they really vibe with each other.
Tetsuo,
Yeah.
yeah, Tetsuo was cool. Um, Properly like unhinged
Mm-hmm.
character, basically from start to finish. We're kind of like, oh yeah, nah, he off a he
Mm-hmm.
off a part, man. What the fuck
Mm-hmm.
is he doing right now,
Yeah.
bro? There are some things he does where he's like, did you go to the moon?
Oh yeah,
The
dude, that
moon?
shit blew my mind. It's like, oh, what about the moon, Lord Akira? Why?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, like the actual. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't remember him doing that in the movie, bro.
They might have cut that out.
Maybe, but this motherfucker, he teleported to the moon. Said, for my show of force, let me blow it up. What?
Dude, what did you think about his relationship with what's her name? The girl that served him and Akira?
Oh, Kaori.
Yeah.
Um, what did I think of it in regards to like whether or not I liked it, like it was interesting, or
That, but also
like,
like what you thought of it as like a plot element because he like carried her body out after she was shot, right?
yeah. I mean, I think he cared about her in some capacity. For what particular reason, I wouldn't be able to tell you, other than just like
First,
basic human connection, I
yeah,
guess.
like
But he doesn't seem to have had that for other characters
mm,
that were introduced at the same point in time. She happened to survive and maybe happened to be there to take care of him in a vulnerable moment, something that he appreciated, so he grew a connection with her. But I like that's another one of the things where I'm like, it's hard to parse what exactly I was supposed to glean from that.
yeah.
So it's hard to say like he did care about her, she cared about him, right? And I guess that is at the end of the day what mattered to like hit to both of the characters.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I am fascinated by I guess I'm more fascinated by Akira now like as a cultural milestone because
mhm.
I know the influence of the movie especially was like huge for like entertainment, right? Like not just
Yeah,
animated movies but like just fucking anybody with a pencil.
mhm.
um
Yeah. A movie director with a bike,
yeah,
like that
oh
that
yeah,
that damn Akira slide, bro. Like
that
fuck.
yeah. Dude, I don't even think that was in
Mhm.
the manga. I think that was a movie thing.
I think it was just a movie thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just some sauce the movie added.
yeah, it is also kind of funny to see the bike in context of the story because it was like,
Mhm.
bro, why are we fighting God with a motorcycle and a steel bat? Like there was, it was so funny to see the stakes of like who they were fighting because
Mhm.
it definitely felt like Jesus Christ, like okay, I you gotta have that shit on. I respect that, but like a gun and a motorcycle and a dream is the most you got, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I think Paper Note said something that was interesting about it. I saw Akira, Tetsuo, and Kaneda representing how one survive in this broken world. You either fall in line under oppression. I'm assuming that's Akira in that case, maybe.
Mm.
Destroy the world that oppressed you, or try to save it. Um,
What did you think of
yeah,
Akira?
very uncanny presence. But I
Mm.
like once again, I feel kind of like that's what I was like when I was reading, and I was really like actively thinking about what I was gleaning from it because I'm like, there's no way I got a whole lot of fucking I don't knows, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, read the damn manga
Read
harder,
better, yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah, like I was reading and I was like, yo, do I
Bro,
need an IQ
dude,
test? Like,
Akira,
what the
like,
fuck?
anytime Akira was on screen, like, I felt like I was pulling teeth because I was like, bro, one line, throw me a bone here. Please, bro, please. It's just other people glazing you or being surprised that you're a child. I need something to move the needle, bro.
Yeah. I it was like every time I opened up Akira, I was like, fuck, dude, turn on your goddamn brain, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Lock in, please. You're gonna talk about this publicly, bro. Have something to say. Um, and that's why when you hit me up, bro, it was so short. I was like, bro, I like the manga. Leave me alone, bro. I don't know what the, like. I don't know how long this fucking conversation gonna go, bro.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
off. I'm thinking. Fuck. But I was like, how much do you think you gotta say? Shut up. You in my brain, just pestering me. Like,
Uh,
you know, you're reading this in port to talk about it, right?
oh, that's,
Yes,
bro,
I get that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's
Fuck.
funny as hell because I texted you for that reason. I was like, bro, like, I was kind of like, okay, maybe I can like kind of double back on something he says, right? I could just like hop on a bandwagon that you're driving. You didn't, yeah,
Socratic seminar, like fucking yeah, and
bro, you were not driving shit, bro.
yeah, no, bro. Like this motherfucker just hits me up. So how much you have to say about Akira? Shut up, bro. What the fuck? You have never hit me up to ask some bullshit like that, bro. Leave me alone. I'm like, yes, bro. I like the manga. Fuck.
Yeah.
Press it on the scale of Dory Door to Vagabond. Neither. Leave me
Fuck,
alone,
bro.
bro.
I was mad as hell. I was like, this fucking guy. Why is he holding out on me?
This motherfucker's just hitting up. I'm out here sitting in my candlelit room, fucking sweating, trying to produce a single like profound thought about this goddamn manga. And I just hear Ronin, leave me alone. Like, fuck, get out of my head. Like,
Fuck,
dude,
bro.
just like I've never known you to be that persistent about something so, in the grand scheme of things, bullshit, bro. Like multiple times. I don't know how to I'd quantify that. I'm enjoying it though. On a scale, like motherfucker, fuck your scale, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking to me for, bro?
That's how,
Shit.
dude. That's how I was in the fucking dirt. I was like, is this serious? Is this fucking manga beating me right now? Like, no,
Like,
I gotta make this shit a duo. Like, hey, bro,
this motherfucker really just pulled up, bro.
I believed in you, bro, and I should not have. I mean, respectfully, you were just as cooked
Bro,
as I was, bro.
believe in yourself, gang. Fuck out of here. Like, don't hit me up with that shit again. That bro really said, "Hey, Ronan, you got the answer to the test." Meanwhile, I'm crying because I know I got a 40. Like, bro, did you do the homework? No, motherfucker, I didn't do the homework. Let me lock in.
fuck, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Bro, I'm like, hey,
That shit was
BR,
crazy.
you know the answer to number 7 and his test is covered in throw up?
Yeah, no, bro. You know the answer to number 7? 22. Bro, this is an English test. Oh my god, why'd you ask then? Fuck.
Fuck, bro, that shit killed me because I was like, I don't know, he's a little hostile right now.
Yeah. I was like, they're right fucking awesome. Because here's the thing, I know why you were hitting me up, and that made me more mad. I was like, bro, why are you like, because I knew it was one of two things, right? The first thought was this motherfucker doesn't like Akira and he's about to whine about having to read it, right? Like, oh, whatever. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I've already put in the work. You're gonna read that shit. Then when you press me again, I was like, oh fuck. He's asking me for answers, bro. I don't have them. Leave me alone. Like, shit. BR, what'd you get for the answer on the back? There's a back.
Oh fuck, dude. Oh my god, bro. I was trying to look up I had to look up answers online. I had to fucking pull my phone out a little bit.
Yeah, bro, pulled his phone out under the desk. He's like, answer. Yeah, no,
I was writing that shit down on the back of my calculator. Like, what the fuck? What was number 7 again?
Teacher saw my test. They walked past my desk, looked at it, and said, class, make sure to read the questions carefully.
Oh,
please,
God.
please. This is not about speed. This is about accuracy.
Hey, bro, that little side eye looking down at your paper and just like a If you guys are having trouble with anything, feel free to ask. You remember that?
God, bro, such a passive
Yeah.
aggressive asshole-ish thing to do. Like, motherfucker, just tell me I need help. Like, what do you do? Like, staring me
Because like,
directly in my
bro,
eyes. Class, please
yeah.
fucking lock in. Y'all are doing garbage.
Because at some point,
What?
just you're just calling me out with like one less step. Like, class, everybody, pencils down for a second. Take a look over here at this dumb piece of shit. Okay, class, raise your hand if you know who the dumbest kid in class is, and they all point to you and shit. Like, oh fuck.
No, bro. I promise you, the weakest person that raised their hand is getting fucking is getting a flying knee to the face, bro. Like
Yeah.
dead ass. I'm scanning the room, and the daintiest limb. Oh yeah. I'm just no words, just action, bro. Flying knee. Like what you mean?
Fuck.
You know what? I'll put you lower on the totem pole, buddy. Here's 3 concussions back to back.
Dude.
Shit.
That shit killed me. Like, it was such a fun story, but I think, like, meathead wise, like,
Like here's the thing. I kind of want to get it, right? So I feel like I need a nigga who knows Akira to like no, bro. Walk me, like help me, bro. Like I don't need the answer sheet, bro. I need a tutor. Like
yeah.
no.
Like,
I know that 2 + 2 = 4, but why?
let me
though?
ask you
Like
something.
what?
Let me ask you something,
What?
right? Like, let's say you do the work, roll up your sleeves, like, pick up the books, hunker down, and study, right? And you come out of it with the same exact answer that you have now. There's
I'm
a
gonna call
part,
myself a fucking genius.
or I'm like, bro, there's no way. Like it, like on principle, it almost can't be like this straightforward because otherwise I'm gonna feel like not only am I an idiot, but like I'm not a confident idiot.
Not a confident
Like
idiot.
I don't have the audacity to stand on my bullshit, bro.
I mean, for me it would just be like a damn, bro, I was right in the end sort of deal. Personally, I'm looking at the bright side, bro. I'm calling myself a super mega genius, and I will never doubt any interpretation I have again. Like, you know, the author himself is gonna come and say that shit didn't mean that. Nah, buddy. See, I knew what Akira meant once
Yep.
off of instinct.
Bro, I knew
You
I
don't
knew what
know
it meant
shit,
better than you
gang.
did. I know you better than you know yourself, gang.
You don't know nothing.
You were
That's
responsible for
me.
your parents' divorce, actually.
Oh. What?
I'm just saying, bro. You wanna put him in his place. Like you gotta get real with him.
Yeah, but why can't his parents? You know what, bro? Whatever, man. Like,
Because
we
of him,
assume-
bro. We know that he was the problem because we're just so locked in.
Sure. Yeah, sure. You know what? Yeah, gang. You got that one. You got that one.
I'll break his self-esteem. You break his spine, bro. Team effort.
Yo. All right. In any case, I
Yeah.
liked Akira quite a bit.
It's
I
really
think I'm gonna
fun,
give it
yeah.
like an 8 out of 10.
Same.
I rocked with it. Very fun,
Enjoyable little
fun
series.
manga.
I'm gonna check out the
W
movie.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
The movies. I feel like I am gonna spit back on the movie too. The movie's hard.
Yeah. I'm curious to see like how changed or like what changed or how it changed. And I'm more curious to see what they cut and if it makes it make more sense. Like I'm curious if the
Yeah.
movie is like so different that it's basically like I don't even know if more straightforward is the word, but it's almost like a totally different series, right? Because I know the movie was being made while the manga was running, so they influenced each other.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah.
gonna just say this, bro. If I watch the movie again and I don't get shit, I'm actually just putting on a fucking dunce cap. like, because what do you mean? Like 3 re-experiences for nothing, or I guess 2 re-experiences, but 3 total experiences. Like, all right,
Because
bro.
at some point I'm gonna be like, all right, BR. The only way to find out what it really means is to buy the omnibus editions of the manga, sit down and reread it all backwards. Maybe it'll make more sense in the opposite direction.
Yeah, hell nah. Fuck.
Yeah.
But in any case, bro.
Yeah. Solid 8s. Solid 8s.
Good shit. Is it that time, man?
It might be, bro. Real
All right,
quick, Abdul
let's-
F89, thank you for the 2. How much would it take for you two to read Kingdom? It's not a money thing, man. It's a poll thing.
Well,
Like,
hold on.
okay, it's a money thing if it's in a red box.
It could be. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave the door open. It could be, right?
Yeah.
But in any case, it's a poll thing, and I think we have put Kingdom up there, and that shit got
Obliterated, yeah.
bro.
Kingdom fans did not show up and show out, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck.
y'all said Kingdom.
More like Eldom, like, all right.
Yeah, nah, shit was wild.
like
Let's see.
King
Yeah.
KT, thank you for the 5. Pulled up a little late because I just got off a 12-hour shift. How's it hanging?
We doing good, gang. We doing good. We about to talk about some JJK. Should be deeply, deeply, deeply interesting.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Glad you got off work though. W
Yes,
end of
sir.
shift.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unwind and listen to two motherfuckers talk about JJK potentially positively or potentially negatively. Gotta leave it ambiguous. Gotta leave y'all on a
Yes, sir.
cliffhanger.
Dude,
Uh,
I just want to say before we even like pull this thread, as
mhm,
these chapters drop, like since the 5 chapters announcement, was it now 2 weeks ago? Um,
mhm.
I believe JJK discourse publicly on Twitter or otherwise is just going to get worse up until the ending, right? I don't know if there's a chapter Gege could drop at this juncture in the story that everybody's going to be on board for.
I'll ask you a question. Do you think that there was a chapter before that could?
I think people had enough hopium and cope and like ambiguity about the series' lifespan to just
Mm-hmm.
get through a week, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely think it came from a place of anything could happen, like staying people's hands. But now that it's
Mm-hmm.
such a definitive end, especially like as the days go by, it, that charitability is gone. And so a lot of this pent up resentment, a lot of this anger, a lot of this discourse, TM is it's coming out the woodworks basically. Like a lot of people have been holding back, because of hope or whatever, and it's Gege's time to pay the piper.
Yeah, I agree. Ash Baryon, thank you for the 20 creams. You need to sign the BR apology form for the following reasons. I thought Hikari was him. Gege lied to me, and I was a bit racist and didn't want to admit a black man was right. I renounce being a Kinji Hikari fan. Do you want me to type that up for you, gang?
That's insane. Can remove the racist bit and sure.
You've admitted you're racist. It's on Twitter, gang.
No, my god. Also, snitching in super chat form is crazy. Like super chat snitching is nuts. Let's let's not make that a
Chat, chat,
habit,
chat.
bro.
Yo, you might. Let's make it a habit if it's for creams though. Hold on, let me show you. I'm gonna send one of my documents against you, but this one's like stream friendly. Hold on, I think it's one where you're glazing a car or some shit. Kind of an L. Um, Fucking hell, dude, that shit is so funny. In any case, to answer what you were saying, I mean, I think that
I mean,
okay. I'll say this first before we get into like how we actually feel about it. Whatever. I've seen a lot of people asking, "Oh, Gege hasn't written much differently than he usually does. Why are people so upset?" And I've said this before, but I'll say it again because it just becomes more and more relevant. It's for, as far as I know, two main reasons. Right. One, it's happening to characters they like. Simply put, right? It happens to Kashimo, and you're not a Kashimo fan. Who gives a fuck, right? It happens to whoever, and you're not a fan of them, whatever. But it's not so fun when your favorite character gets a very brisk ending, right? That shit don't feel so funny. It's not so ha ha he he no more, right? It's kind of
yeah.
like, well, hold on, Gege. That's rude as hell. That's crazy, gang. I like them. It's only funny when you
What'd
do
you
it to
say
others.
fuck me
And
for? Yeah.
yeah, and secondarily, it's kind of what you brought up. What people could have in the Culling Games, what people could have in Shibuya, what people could have in even large extents of the Shinjuku Showdown was expectations for more that, don't get me wrong, I think people can still have, and I want to talk about those expectations, like you said, JJK Part 2 in a little bit, but those expectations are a lot more limited now, right?
Yeah.
Just generally speaking, people are less, like, even if a lot of people do think Part 2 is coming, a lot less than just motherfuckers. Everybody had to acknowledge there was going to be more JJK. Not everybody is going to acknowledge there might be a part
Yeah.
two, right?
That's what I mean about the charitability, right? Like
Yeah.
like Gege simply ran out of speculation, goodwill, whatever you want to call it, right? Putting an
Hmm.
end to something in a definitive way kills any potential, right? And the
Hmm.
fact that like unless he's dropping 300 pagers these next 3 chapters, right?
Hmm.
Shit's not going to be not everything is going to be paid off. I'll say
Hmm.
that, right? So something like Nobara coming back or Megami coming back are things that are within the realm of possibility, right? The next chapter is going to be about Yuta. At this point, we're just like rounding out where some of these characters are going to end up, right? But as far as certain things like Hey Nara flashback, the merger, Tengen, and all this shit, like that's done, right?
Hmm.
Anybody who's had stocks in those, shout out Radman, is in for kind of a bad time.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I'll send you that real quick just so you can
Mm.
have that. Sleeping Danger, thank you for the 14,265 might be the last time everyone was together. That's fair. That is a
Mm-hmm.
fair point. I think that Yuji chapter really moved mountains for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then Sleeping Danger, spitting back thing with 14, two Jutsu Kaisen finna move mountains. If it
Oh,
happens, I could see it.
bro.
But yeah, that's kind of that to me
Mm.
is the sort of like explanation for why motherfuckers aren't having like the same shit in a different font Gege's been
Mm.
doing. Speaking of which, it's time to talk about it. Kreams, you pressed me for answers for Akira, so I'm a double back and repay the favor. How do you feel about JJK, buddy?
Oh, like like this chapter, or just
This
more broadly?
chapter.
Oh, okay.
This chapter.
This chapter was kind of a weird one for me.
Hmm.
It was cool. Like, I'll start out with the positives, right? Let's not let me not go negative too fast. Megami coming back in full effect, right? Not as like a visage, not as like a memory, just full throttle. He's back in his body. He's moving out and again. And same with Nobara, and seeing the three of them reunited, cool as hell, right? It was so cool, super heartwarming. It fucking moved me, emotionally, physically. Like physically, it's crazy. It moved me emotionally.
Yeah.
And it, Meathead Rain, yay, my favorite characters are, back together, right?
Hmm.
Clapping. Loved that, right? I know a lot of people didn't love the this truly was our Jujutsu Kaisen moment. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing for the title of this stream, but generally I really fucked with it, right? Sue me, I like happy endings sometimes, especially in a series
Hmm.
that's pretty brutal, right?
Hmm.
And it was just nice to see. Um, and it's also coming at the cost of my fucking goat dying, so I'll take this one, and y'all can't say shit to me about it. But
Ah, bro, your goat's Akari.
all right, bro. So on that front, I really enjoyed the chapter. Right now we get into the middle stuff. Right, the pacing of it to include not only Sukuna trying to plead with Megami, his like dying words or whatever, and then into the final bit with the three of them, all crammed into one chapter, and that's not even including the Hikari Arame part, right? All crammed into one chapter really felt like, I'm not getting a chance to savor much of anything. Like, we didn't get a chance to really savor Sukuna's death, or like really savor like what it meant, or Megami's return, or like I was gonna say or the Hikari thing, but like why even bother including that in at this point? It felt. I'm glad we got it, not thrilled about how little of it we got, right? So that's why it's in the middle. And then the stuff that I actively dislike, um, Sukuna's characterization is kind of throwing me off, right? You can argue Megami's kind of an unreliable narrator because, he's just putting being afraid of dying on Sukuna, but at the same time, it's also, granted, it's hard to see Sukuna's facial expressions because he's a fucking sludge monster, right? So like
Hmm.
he could just be smiling and we won't know because his face isn't like traditional, whatever, right?
Hmm.
But assuming you take it at face value, which I kind of want to, because in the context of that conversation, Megami and Sukuna's souls were still connected. So for me, if it wasn't like so much Megami guessing, but him feeling Sukuna's fear. So even if Sukuna was like lying to himself about it, or the lines he was speaking to Yuji in the moment of his death were, still crazy or bold or whatever, or that of a curse, is one thing. But I tend to take Megami's word a little bit more at face value because he was still connected to Sukuna, right? If Sukuna was really putting on a front, trying to get him to like concede or break down again emotionally, it kind of gives like, yeah, bro, you're scared to die, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if like people wanted Sukuna to win or they wanted him to go out a lot more cool. I don't know. There was just something about it that was like, okay, this is something a curse would do, like being afraid to die. It's like a thing we've seen before. Um, I don't know why Sukuna would be any different for the guy who's the king of curses. But generally, I sat with it weird because it felt like, okay, that's cool if he considers himself like a curse, but he doesn't really do that in the series, right? He moves like Sukuna, right? Like he moves like himself. His characterization is himself, right? He is so singular in a lot of ways, and the way he's written, the way he's depicted, like, he's so strong. It transcends the meta narrative. Shadow Red, man. But like shit like that, bro. It felt like we kind of brought him back from heaven. I don't know. Like it definitely felt like something was off. And I guess we'll like
Okay.
pick it apart. This
Yeah, we'll get into it. So I want to say one thing real quick.
Mhm.
Like for like a purely positive, Megami back, no impairments aside from some scars. Rest in piss, Megami haters.
Yes, sir.
I'll also say this. I've seen some people say like it was dumb. Megami like does not have fucking brain damage, but I'm gonna be totally honest, right? There was, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, probably not, but there was never an implication that Megami should have suffered brain damage from bearing the burden of adaptation, right? Like nothing, like Gojo never seems to worry about that. He just realizes that the way Sukuna got around dealing with it is by having Megami deal with it. And he's like,
Yeah.
that's you, right? Megami's not even like in his physical form at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like
He's just
that's
used
why,
this like a base.
yeah, and that's why I'm gonna be completely honest. Like outside of slander, I feel like the Megami gonna come out of vegetable shit was just like it was just headcanon, right? You made that up. Because the next time we see Megami, he's talking to Yuji, right? He's like, yeah, no, bro, I ain't like he's speaking coherent sentences, bro. Like, okay, I'll say this, right? I'll say this at least. If you thought he was going to be a vegetable, that shit should have kind of been curbed chapter 250 when he's like, no more Yuji, or maybe 251's when it happens, right? Like, I feel like having that disappointment, like, a couple dozen chapters after showing that his brain is working normally, it's like, listen, even if you thought that was a valid criticism, even if I assumed it was, your react like this is a divergent fist ass reaction, bro. Like that shit could have been saved for like 10 chapters ago and we would have been chilling, right? In any case, right? That's how I feel about that. Megami being back, that's cool. I like it. I fuck with it.
You gonna go mid then low?
Yeah. I'm a Arame and Hikari. I will say this one. I love that we never saw anything of it till the end. Right, that's just a Hikari hater in me. Actual narrative point of view, I think Arame went out like a fucking G. Like I'm gonna be dead ass. Seeing the motherfucker you dedicated, like okay, and this is gonna be a little crazy. This is not a criticism of the writing yet. I think Arame went out much more dignified than Sukuna did. Right, their death had a lot more aura and had a lot more
like conviction.
Conviction going out on what seems to be their own terms, right? I'm not saying Sukuna didn't. In fact, I do think Sukuna went out on his own terms. But the presentation style Gege went for came off much more refined. And that's cool. I think Arame is sick. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting that he went that direction in terms of presentation. And we'll talk about it again.
Because
right?
Gege definitely could have had Arame be like, no, Lord Sukuna, wow. But
You have Google me saying rage quitting not a G move. Arame did not look mad.
That was not
once.
rage, dude.
There was Arame is smiling the whole time. It's like
the rage in the room with us
right
now?
It's like saying, damn, bro, I lost the game. Well, I'm gonna go to school now, or I'm gonna go to sleep now. Like, no, it's just being done, right? There was nothing for Arame. Their purpose was directly linked to Sukuna, right? So it's like it's not, and this isn't even coming from like, oh my god, Arame's my goat. It's just like looking at the manga, right? It's like my goat's gone. That's kind of what I was moving for. I'll see you later, right? And I'm gonna be real. I don't even think what they said was cope, right? I think with the exception of Gojo being somewhat debatable, Sukuna's just in his own body 1,000 years ago were obliterated. Like we all agree, right?
Yeah.
Like that's it's done, it's over, cooked, finished, whatever, finito.
He simply
blah, blah,
has
blah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, and Arame just acknowledged that, and they're like, "Cool, I'm done. Y'all got lucky," and they don't seem salty about that because when Akari's like, "Oh, luck, that's my thing," they're like, "Hey, true that, gang. That's you. You're right."
Yeah.
So that's what it is. I actually liked, despite kind of sympathizing with wanting to get more Arame content, and honestly even thinking Arame could have been a cool character to explore more. I think that like Arame going out on their own terms was like the coolest thing they could have done given the circumstances, right?
Yeah.
That shit was cool to me. Conceptually, I fuck with Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara being back, and I do like them being happy, but the way we get there just feels so here, nigga, damn.
Like
right?
sudden,
That's what it feels
jarring,
like.
yeah.
It's simply put, and this is gonna sound crazy, right? It's unearned for everybody not named Yuji.
That's the word,
opinion,
yeah.
right?
Like Nobara just showed up.
Y'all, I'm gonna say this, right? It's not the amount of time we've been. It's not the amount of time, right? It's the amount of things, right? How should I put this? Gege did not earn, I think, the reaction that he's looking for from me, right? If you like it, I love it, whatever, whatever. I'm not judging you, blah, 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 wooty, wooty, woo, right? But I think that these characters Yuji went through hell, right? Megumi kind of went through hell in a much more passive sense, and Nobara got like some beauty sleep, right? Once again, she clutched the fuck up. Nobody's gonna take that away from her. But
She wasn't there for 90% of it.
It feels like Gege's trying to have a like, damn, bro, we really beat the odds together, but that's just
Not
like
what happened, yeah.
It's barely true, right? It's true in the sense that Megumi contributed, yeah. Nobara contributed, yeah. But Yuji is the only one where like exactly. I don't feel like they together pulled through. I said this to Radman before, right? And I'm curious to see how this take sits with y'all.
Okay.
Origin of Obedience has a better arc, a better conclusion for the trio, like in terms of
of
the arc than this.
Yes.
Infinitely so.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is the conclusion
like it's
for
not
the
even
manga.
Yeah, like
I'm
it's not
saying
even close.
It is, and the reason is not necessarily only pacing; it's presentation. There is like such a lack of oomph with almost everything in this chapter. I feel. Where it's like
less moments to shine for all three of them, less teamwork involved, less synergy. Like that like Nobara and Yuji doing a Black Flash because they were so fucking locked in, and Megumi using his domain for the first like that was raw. That shit when they all went home after that, that was like, yeah, good game.
And then you have Yuji and Nobara talking to each other, right? Like an extensive introspective conversation about what just happened and how they're accomplices, right? I will say it felt like Yuji and Nobara and Megumi took fighting a finger bearer and Eso and Ketizu more seriously in terms of how they react at its end than they do beating Sukuna, right? Like Yuji's really, really mulling that over. Nobara is also like, yeah, I'm an accomplice. And then at the end, you kind of have Yuji dealing with like, okay, don't tell Megumi, blah, blah, blah. Megumi and Nobara talking, don't tell Yuji, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Why is this like a percent of that in terms of quality? Yeah. Now, it doesn't have to be somber the way that is, but you did not earn this like this happy feeling you're trying to get from me, in my opinion, right? It is so these niggas weren't in the fucking trenches together like that. Not this arc. Not this arc. And to me, that's what makes a scene that is, I think it is nice to see like, don't get me wrong, right? I've been fucking fighting for Megumi forever. It doesn't, I told y'all this before. It doesn't matter how Megumi came back. I was gonna be happy, and I am, right? But that is no nod to Gege's writing now. It is a nod to how he's written the character before, and my attachment lasting, right? The trio, I'm not happy about the trio being back because he wrote them well in this arc. It is past. It's like stolen valor from himself, bro. Like this shit is this shit is like Shibuya back earn shit, right?
Yeah.
You
It's
didn't get this in
residuals.
Shinjuku.
Yeah.
It is residuals, bro. You got royalties. You got royalties on your own work, right?
Hmm.
And to me,
Like, don't be
it's
proud.
like it's just one of those things to where I feel like this should obviously be a peak of emotion here, personally speaking, right?
Hmm.
Unless we're getting more, I'll open the door for that conversation in a little bit.
Hmm.
Unless we're getting more, I feel like this should kind of be the pinnacle of a lot of things. And it is just anticlimactic. And here's the thing. That's not a problem in itself. I'll actually shoot Gege some bail
Hmm.
in terms of an anticlimactic resolution to a plot point. I think having Gojo making me a letter that essentially says, "Yeah, dude, you're never gonna find your dad. I smoked his dumbass."
Yeah.
Right? That's anticlimactic. That doesn't. It's a lot of build up, a lot of build up, a lot of build up, and it's just a fucking like like a wet fart of a conclusion.
Hmm.
But it feels like
Something
slightly
Gojo would do.
it's tongue in cheek. There's a little bit of a build up style to it, right? I think you can be upset that you didn't get more. I'm not necessarily upset. I'm curious about like an alternate universe in which we did, but I'm not upset. Like that to me feels like it's anticlimactic in a way that even in itself has a purpose.
Hmm.
A lot of the way that this chapter is written doesn't, right?
Hmm.
It's just like it is just, oh my god, here, bro, here, get the fuck
Get
out of my
off.
face.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's definitely how a lot of these chapters have been feeling because it feels you get the sense that Sukuna and Yuji was where Gege really put a lot of his attention and
Hmm.
everything else was secondary, maybe tertiary. Like secondary, let's say Nobara's comeback, tertiary Hakari and Arame, right? Like Gege wears his priorities on his sleeve, and any kind of dissonance I think people feel most, I'll say most, right? Most
Hmm.
dissonance people will feel about this chapter and the end of the series is going to come down from the difference in what they felt were important pillars of JJK thematically, character wise, story wise, and what Gege felt was important, and like
Hmm.
them not being able to bridge that gap. But that's just my own opinion. For myself, right? Like getting more specific, I can tell you that I think I gave up on I'll call it potential Kaizen. I think after Gojo died in the way he did, because I could still appreciate the decision and like the chapter explanation, right? But I think there was just something so one chapter he's alive, next chapter he's dead, and it's like okay, okay, this is what we're doing now, right? It just kind of I just had to reconfigure myself a little bit, right? This is the series that I'm reading, and he is writing it in this way. So I need to brace myself for more, sudden stops, basically. It's like, this is a crazy analogy, but it's like, if your pilot is like, hey guys, I know that first half was a really smooth flight, but I don't know, it's not bumpy enough for me. I need to become a turbulence merchant right now, and fuck you guys, like there's no way to get off, so enjoy the ride. Some people are like, what the fuck, you can't do that. I'm just like, all right, bro, time to brace myself, seatbelt time, do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me read some of these super chats real quick. I'm sure they'll inspire some conversation. So
Yeah.
first, Mars420, thank you for becoming a member and thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
You. Ashbarian, thank you for the 2. Hakari never saw Hana or Sukuna. That's insane. Bro did not touch the battlefield with him once.
Not,
That shit is
not once, yeah.
hilarious.
He probably still thinks he looks like Megami.
The pineapple guy, thank you for the 5. The pace of the chapter feels similar to Choso's death and Toto showing up, type of whiplash, but with much more important characters. I think this is honestly even like an even more egregious example, but I can talk about the overarching stuff in a bit.
Yeah.
Angel Vex is thank you for the 5. Currently baked, to well done. I'll be honest, so Sukuna ass, Miwa ass, Logo ass, and Junpei should have been MC. Unclipped facts. Yeah, I'm going to let that Miwa shit slide on account of you clearly being off that fucking galaxy gas, brother.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna say something real quick. Do you think, from Hikari's perspective, the last image he has of Sukuna is him beaten down and like scarred up as Kashima was like descending? So for him, it's like, bro, why are they taking so long fighting like a weakened Sukuna? Like you think
I'm not convinced Akari has thoughts going through his head, but
like if he did, right?
um,
Imagine like they'll reconvene and he's just like, guys, what's been taking so long? Like, huh?
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
need
fuck
that,
no.
bro. Like Utah, he was basically on death's door. Why did you need to do all that? I guess you guys
Yeah,
needed me
but
there.
I would kill him. Let's see. Astro, thing with the five. The back half of the chapter is so strangely paced and sudden. I actually thought there was gonna be a plot twist that it was all an illusion.
I also thought that for like a second, bro. Like, I was like, no, this is just gay. This is just who he is as a man and
Let's
as a
see.
person. Um,
The Gojo fan club president. Thank you for the two. Arame greater than Akari.
uh,
Bet.
God, I wonder how
I'm down
much,
for it.
dude. I wonder how much longer that fight would have gone on if if Sukuna didn't die.
Holy shit. I have no idea, bro. Let me use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. Myers 420. Thank you for the 20. Nice. Here's the having no work tomorrow. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God, I love 3-day weekends, gang. Oh my God. No, very popular opinion. What am I talking about? Dude, Mondays off, it beats Fridays off so fucking bad. It's not even close. It's actually night and day. The difference in feeling, mood, aura, happiness, fulfillment. How much better Mondays off are. Fuck. Rutonian, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Nobara was the teammate that disconnected at the beginning of the ranked match, then clutched on overtime. I don't disagree, but I think for this one, if Nobara was able to get a resonance off maybe a little bit earlier, at least one character would have been alive. Like, I think Gege choosing to bring her back in a way that was like, there's something so existentially funny about Gege bringing back Nobara by saying, oh yeah, she was just asleep this whole time. Like, the fact that this Kashimo, Higuruma, Gojo, everything that's been happening since Nobara has been while she's asleep. Like, all due, respect and credit, Nobara woke up and chose that action, and she really locked in and clutched for them against Sukuna. But at the same time, is that lazy writing, chat? What are we thinking? Yay or nay? Should I make that a poll? Yeah, it's just my feelings on the matter. Daniel Boys, thank you for the 10. Megumi was missing a lot of introspection from Enchained to when he got released. He went through an entire Yuji-esque Shibuya arc, but we don't see any of it. It really feels unsatisfying to me. That is a fair point. I hadn't really considered that, but like Megumi hasn't really had a chance to reflect on being forcibly taken as Sukuna's vessel. What's her name? The sister. God, he never shuts up about her. Why is the only name in my head Hiyori? My God, Sumiki. Sumiki's death. He hasn't really had a chance to reflect on her on Sumiki's death yet. He hasn't really had a chance to even grieve. God, dude. Anybody, like everybody he knew and loved and cared about was alive basically when Sukuna took his body. So he's been seeing everything unfold, but we haven't been seeing his reactions to it because like Gay just hasn't been showing us that. It feels like there's been a wall between us and Megumi this entire time, and for this little glimpse, right? This like drip that we keep getting fed with like this chapter for instance where it's like Megumi, smiling or joking around with Yuji and Nobara a little bit more. It's like this is really somber and it's really cool, but I feel like this would have been more emotionally resonant if like we got a better sense of what Megumi was going through up until this point. M3D, thank you for the 2. Spin back on my earlier super chat. I just got back. What? What did you? Let's see your most recent one. M3D. I got you. Hold on. I need different perspectives. Someone argue against me, please. But Sukuna's fear of death takes a lot of oomph out of just not Sukuna, but his whole worldview. I was gonna get into it a little bit more when Run came back, and I said it before, but like Sukuna's death or his like fear of death, right? I feel is not only legitimate because Megumi was connected to Sukuna in that moment emotionally, so I think he could attest to Sukuna's fear a little bit better than like anybody else could in that moment. But I think as for like losing aura, yes, it doesn't not make sense in the narrative, but like coolness wise, meathead wise, yeah, I do feel like some aura being shaken. King Naja, thank you for the 20. JJK is such an interesting manga. From chapter 1 till the Kenny fight, the series was perfect in my opinion. But ever since that fight, Gege has made a lot of interesting choices. The series is still top 5 for me personally, but man, all do like, yeah, I think a lot of people might share that opinion. JJK's first half was like I think uncharacteristically good. I think that's why it blew up the way it did. It's like in addition to the fucking season 1 of the anime being so fucking good, but the I guess the nexus point, right? Like the point of no return for JJK. A lot of people will debate it. The chapter that JJK died. I'm sure you'll see a bunch of video essays about it. But Yuki versus Kenjaku is definitely a good contender. I think I'd consider that like one of my top, or I guess bottom 5 JJK chapters. The way that fight ended, the resolution of everything we've seen, the urgent, like the suddenness of everything, and like not in a good way. It was all just not poorly executed. If this, I'll put it to you like this, right? If this was Gege's intention, he executed it well. The idea itself was not good, in my opinion. It felt like it undercut a lot of the tension, a lot of the drama, a lot of what could have been, and it did so in a way that was just so jarring and sudden, and ultimately inconsequential, because it meant that Yuki was dead for no reason, Tengen was absorbed, and Kenjaku got out scot-free, only to die against Takaba after fighting in a fantasy for like however long that fight was, and then to ultimately be decapitated by Yuta, and ultimately off-screened after he releases the curses he was housing, which was like kind of a Chekhov's gun set up in JJK in hidden inventory. So it was a whole lot of whimpering farts. Like it was a lot, man. It was a lot of weird decisions that ultimately had no payoff. I actually think Yuki versus Kenjaku is made worse by how the rest of the story turned out, in my humble opinion. So yeah, let's see. We did go some crying after Sumiki. Like we got a small glimpse, right? But it wasn't anything like super. Okay, I'll put it to you like this, right? We knew that after Sumiki died, he basically gave up, right? He felt like that was the end for him, and he felt like he didn't want to be resurrected. But we got that through implication, which is fine, right? But his conversations with Yuji, when Yuji entered the soul world or whatever and talked to Megumi as a kid, and I think that's about it, right? Where the only moments we got of like Megumi's introspection. But for example, we don't know how we felt when Gojo died. We don't know how we felt about Yuji and company like all laying down their lives to come save him. We know he gave up, but we don't know how he feels about that even now, right? Like Megumi just choosing to come back to life is something that we know this chapter, right? Because if you go off what he said in the last chapter, the implication was that Yuji basically accepted that Megumi didn't want to come back and he was killing him anyway. But
wrong.
No, hold on. I wasn't done.
I was telling y'all that.
Hmm?
Nothing. Continue, please.
But yeah, that was like kind of the implication on the last chapter, and there was like a small glimmer that maybe Megumi was swayed, but we didn't actually get confirmation of that until this chapter, and that's what I mean, right? Like Gei kind of glides on implication and subtext, but at some point he has to deliver text, and I think that's my personal hang up with how he's been writing JJK. Like it's just a lack of, or even aversion sometimes, to text. Like it's okay to be blunt. It's okay to give some exposition. Like damn, bro, 2 more chapters won't kill you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the shit to me that lacked a lot of fleshing out was actually Yuji coming to the conclusion that he'd save Sukuna or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That felt like it was very interesting because I don't know. I mean, he gave him the choice or whatever, and Sukuna seems to have rejected it as far as I understand. that was, you know, that in itself is how should I say, interesting. I think like I'm gonna be real.
Hmm.
You know, y'all know me, Mojito Glazer.
Hmm.
This is a poor man's Mojito conclusion. I'm gonna be dead ass. And
That's what, yeah,
honestly,
like,
I'm gonna say this, and I know people are gonna disagree, whatever themes and such. Sukuna has, for me, while he's been an interesting antagonist, and I would say he's even good in a lot of ways, he has never escaped Mahito's shadow of just kind of doing his shtick much
mhm.
more interestingly.
Yeah, and
He
like,
because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that gets me is that you mentioned that like okay, Sukun is a curse, he should go out the same way Mahito and other curses did, but I disagree. Not only that that's what happened, but I disagree that that's what should happen because
mm,
if not, there's no point in making Sukun an antagonist. There is no point to me in having a character act hedonistic like Mahito,
yeah, no, no, no,
torment
no.
Yuji specifically like Mahito
Yeah,
for the specific end of going out like him. It
yeah,
seems
just to
like
be clear, I don't agree.
silly.
I don't agree that that's what should happen. It's like it's not out of the realm of possibility, so I don't hate it for that reason because it on paper you can work your way there, right? So my issue isn't like a logical one. It's that I just disagree, right? Like
Gotcha.
I just don't fuck with it. I think it betrays a deal of what Sukuna stood for, you know, because I really like the whole like he's not understandable, you know, kind of dark Buddha aspect of him.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, you were saying sorry.
and yeah. In any case, it's just like I don't think I think that almost every attribute you can attribute to Sukuna that's good as a character, with the exception of a few, like Mahito just did already. And maybe that's part of the reason that Sukuna just was never as interesting to me because it feels a little bit more like if the conclusion is not going to change that much, which I do think it did, like I guess I'll
Mm-hmm.
offer my perspective on this first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that Sukuna trying to convince Megami is indicative of like a fear of death. To me,
Mm-hmm.
it'd almost be like saying like, "Oh, you're fighting against Yuji, you're scared to die." It's like, no, Sukuna doesn't want to die, but I don't think that means that he's scared of doing it. Like preventing yourself from dying by any means doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really it doesn't equate, at least as far as I'm concerned, to fear of death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nor does it equate to like unwillingness to die either. It's like a last ditch effort that failed, right? The same with like resetting his brain or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say Gojo was afraid to die, but when death was staring him in the face, he sure as shit wasn't like, yes, please. Like he would, you know, he did his best to not do it, but I don't think he had a particular like aversion to it that contradicted his reality. I just think that Gege presents it in such a fucking like, and I mean this like
Lovingly.
it's kind of no no no. I more mean this like pretty detached from the emotion of it because chat y'all have heard me before when I'm pissed and I don't want you to misconstrue this like this is not me being upset about Suguna's conclusion. This is me thinking it's just like very bland. Like okay, the you are me thing. That's cool conceptually. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
Gege's good at concepts. But if you compare the two and you just remove dialogue and you just look at the drawings,
Mm-hmm.
I think even then
Oh yeah,
the
like there's
Mahito
no
thing is better.
snowstorm, there's no rabbit.
It's
Yeah.
it's just more visually engaging. And when manga is the medium that you are using, that is as like at least like a third, if not literally half of what makes this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Having it be less, how should I say, dramatic, engaging, climactic, excuse me, whatever word you'd like to use,
Mm-hmm.
then a parallel to this scene we had over 100 chapters before is a choice,
Yeah.
right? It's just a choice that I personally can't get behind, right? It's one
Mm-hmm.
that I think is very, very silly, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like because Gege is not like he's not the best artist in Jump, right? But he's not like incompetent, especially with framing really cool stuff. It feels like a lack of care, or here's where I shoot Gege some very potential bail,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't come from Lycopium. I'm fine if JJK ends at 3 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Personally speaking, Creams, you said you like broke post Gojo fight. I think for me, I've been getting consistently worn down throughout Shinjuku as
Mm.
like my final straw. Not even final straw. It sounds like super dramatic for no
I mean,
reason. I've just been I've been getting I now not even. I think Shinjuku has really made me accept the interesting parts of Gege as a writer and the parts that I just don't care for as
Yeah.
much that have been. I think I think they were always there. I think
Mm.
they've been further highlighted as time goes on,
Mm.
right? Um,
I mean, that's fair.
regard,
Like Gege's painting a
yeah,
better version of him. Like, okay, moving forward, Gege writes his name on anything else he pens. It's like you just have a better idea of what to expect out of him, right? I think
yeah.
JJK being the first like big thing that blew up for him in this way might have inspired a lot of hopium, a lot of like old habits, right? We'll say like the Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, like he's gonna be here for 600 chapters mentality might have also affected that, right? Who
Oh, for
knows?
sure.
But I definitely think if Gege always intended for this to be what the story was from the jump, then he has got to figure out how to distribute that part one sauce all the way to the end, bro. Like he,
Yeah, so let me send you this real quick. This
yeah.
was a my antagonist list. I made this and posted this next to Liv's actually. Hold on, I can send you. Well, I haven't asked her if she wants me to
Yeah.
send her, so I'll just leave that. Liv, let me
Um.
know if you want me to send yours. I made this about a year ago, right?
Okay, let me download this.
Um,
Can I show chat?
yeah. That's the purpose of it.
All
I'm
right.
curious, chat, not only how you think it's held up, but I think you know, I think I've
Okay, there we go.
on one of my gambits with one of the two main antagonists, Kenjaku. I think that I'd even put him lower, and I also am like I saw the writing on the wall for that one.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, okay. So King Naja sent
we
this thing.
we couldn't stop BR from glazing Sukuna a few months ago, bro. I'll give you $5 out of Creams' bank
All
account
right, bro.
if you can show me ever glazing Sukuna,
So
like him being stronger than Gojo, sure. But show me him glazing his character, bro.
let me so putting that aside, right? King Naja's super chat. I read it already. I'm curious what you think because he mentioned Yuki and Kenny as like the nexus point for JJK falling off, right? Shorthand, the chapter that killed Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't disagree. It's a contender. I wouldn't be mad at anybody who said Yuki versus Kenjaku was there, the moment they checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's bottom five for me, but I think like where I personally disinvested was after Gojo's death, where it was like, okay, abandon all hope. Like not
And
even,
that to me is just in line with the previous theory. It's worse when it's a character you care about, right?
mhm.
You can ignore a problem insofar as it doesn't affect you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um,
exactly. So I'm curious what the mileage is for you, right? Like
uh,
if you
there
know
was no breaking point for me, right? There was no one instance in which that happened. It was like, it was like very, and this
like
okay.
just not
I have
seeing
to I have to
Megami for so long, or
I have to preface this, right?
mm,
It's not like I don't want to portray it as if I have not liked JJK. There has never really been a point where I think JJK is ass. I think
mm,
the lowest I've ever thought of it consistently since we've been talking about it was like a 7 out of 10
mm,
for like a decent chunk of Shinjuku or whatever, right?
mm,
Maybe it's had some ass chapters, which this is one of them that I think it is,
mm,
but um I've never consistently thought it was ass, but I will say, like, prefacing that, I'm just gonna say this pretty bluntly. It was a bunch of very continuous, pretty frequent disappointments that wore down more than any one given mishap or slip up, right?
mm,
Personally, I like JJK more than for like one moment to be that,
mm,
right? I think a lot of these things and sort of realizing that they're not anomalies in the current state of JJK. They are just the norm,
mm,
right? Was kind of like a, got it. This is what JJK is. I don't like it as much, but it's what it is. I think I'm going to not even stop criticizing for those
mm,
things because some of the things can still be bad, even if it's his style. I think at least, but I'm going to stop being upset about that kind of stuff, right?
mm.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. Um,
So your list, or do you want to like elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh yeah, for the list. So this was like a year ago. This was like June or July or some shit. I honestly hold to this quite a bit. Like Mahito's still my favorite antagonist. Like
Mm,
I still don't think Gege's done anything to surpass him personally. Sukuna, he either I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
Like I'll get into the shooting some bail thing in a bit, but I don't know. Sukuna's an interesting one. He could either move below Toji and Geto or stay where he's at, just depending on how I'm feeling. But this kind of this top four remains pretty unmoved. Jogo, same shit in all honesty. Kashima moves down. Kashima moves down probably to where Kenjaku is. Kenjaku. By the way, the reason like Higuruma and Choso are up here because they were antagonists at some point, and I was ranking on how good they were as antagonists, just for chat's sake. Like,
Mm.
I don't think Choso is a worse character than like Ishigori. I just think antagonistically he was less interesting in that role. Um, let's see. Yeah, Kenjaku just gets bumped down like 3 spots, to be honest. Like he just sits above like now, yeah. Honestly, I won't say merger or no merger. That shit could move mountains. Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Kenjaku is like he has tricked me occasionally. There are some
Tricked
like
you.
broken Ronin tweets or some fucking like clips you can find of me being like, you know what, Gege, you convinced me. I'm very well aware of them. Kenjaku pulling up through Tengen's barrier or whatever is one
Mm.
of them. But like consistently, I have not been too high on Kenjaku. He just
Mm.
has not moved me. His conclusion didn't help. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it made it much worse. Really didn't, because I did not care about him regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. I like this. I think goes into the Hope Kaizen or whatever we were talking about before about like the infinite potential. Like I remember those conversations even about Kinjaku, right? Where it was like, so is Kinjaku growing on you, or yeah, like
Hmm.
I'll give it a few more chapters. I'll give it a few more chapters, and it was just a lot of that, you know.
Hmm.
And the fact that we've gotten to a point where oh no, he's gone. Like that shit with Yuta, that blitz, the Takaba 1-2 punch, that was the end of arguably the secondary antagonist of JJK.
Yeah.
And like
I yeah.
any potential just Thanos snapped right there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's very interesting in that regard. I will say, in the talks of Hope Kaizen, I will say this for anybody that's interested in it. Like I said, I've prefaced this a lot. For me, it's not really like copium. I said this once. I said it twice. I'll keep fucking saying it. I don't really JJK can end in 3 chapters, and I think I'm fine. But one thing I will say that kind of leads me to believe that we might like if before like last week there was a 10% chance of JJK2 in my mind. Now I'd say there's like a 20, maybe 25% chance in my head, right?
This
And the
is
reason is
okay.
the reason is pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way Gege's giving fucking Yuta 3 chapters at the end of the manga. It's just not happening. There's no
Mm.
way. It's absolutely impossible. That's just going to be about Yuta because Yuta is just not that important, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't. It does not make sense for 3 chapters of the last, for even 2 chapters to be dedicated to Yuta, right? The reason I think that if you're buying into those stocks, this is probably the best you're going to get until we get next chapter, which I think we're on a break week, is that there is the Gege I know. If this is how we got here, he could finish it in 1 chapter. He doesn't need 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Like in the way that he writes, it's just not realistic for him to give us 3 of saving Yuta. Like, does that even? I don't know.
I
Does that sound right to y'all?
okay. So let me offer some counterpoints here. You don't the list, by the way. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You can move that.
So I don't think it's about saving Yuta. I think it's about saying goodbye to Yuta. I think next chapter is like the end for him, right? Like I think that's just like Yuta's send off. So
Sure.
I think these like next couple chapters are the closed book, end of JJK, like that's it. That's all she wrote, right? I know and I don't want to like, yuck anybody's yum here or anything of the sort, right? But I don't believe in, Jujutsu Kaisen Shippuden because I don't get the vibe that Gege cares about continuing it, right? Like there's just like a lack of, I don't know, passion
And
is
this
the
is this
wrong
before.
word, but it's like
I like
yeah.
that's why I'm not buying too heavy into it. The reason
Yeah.
I think is like Yuta could have been saved in this chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we could have said goodbye to him in this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it is a goodbye, right? It would at most, under normal circumstances, take half a chapter from the way Gege writes now, right?
Yeah.
I think we might get like a Choso-esque ending where it's like we get that he says goodbye, blah blah blah, and then we have 2.5 chapters of Gege time left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy he's giving us like maybe he will, right? Maybe he'll surprise me. Gege surprising me to the end, subverting my subverted expectations.
Mm-hmm.
But if Gege wanted to end this fucking manga, full stop with no other twist or anything, I feel like 3 chapters for what this chapter was is a lot, personally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It just seems weird. Like, okay, why make this chapter so fast when you have 3 more? Right? To what end, right? You could have given us a full Sukuna end off chapter, right? You know, respective of your final antagonist. You then could have given the full like Nobara, Yuji, whatever catch up, and then whatever, you know, maybe cram Yuta's ending in there too, and then wrap things up. It just feels like I don't know, like maybe, you know, maybe it's insane, but I just look at it, I'm like, this is a lot of time for the way you write shit. You know what I mean? He doesn't write like Horikoshi where a lot of shit happens over like like a chapter will be given almost in its entirety to one conversation, or one very small instance. I mean, at least when he's trying to wrap shit up, it just feels like if he was done, he'd be done, and manga would have ended chapter 269, right? Instead of like 271 or whatever.
Right. I mean, like, again, right? I don't not see how somebody can draw that conclusion. It's just I don't put stock in it because I'm trying not to sound too negative, right? Like that's if you see me hesitating, it's just because I don't want to come off as a fucking hater. I just don't believe Gege's in that mind space, and then B I was gonna say mind space. I said mind space. What the fuck? I meant headspace, or mindset. To do that, right? Like, if he's ending the series like this, if he's been writing like this for so long, why? The problem is, to me, the problem is easily solved. Like, whatever else he would want to say but can't is easily solved by writing more chapters in the main series, right? Like what would he feel like he can't or couldn't have done in the main series that he would have to do in a sequel, right?
Like, I mean, you can say that about anything that's the sequel. You can say that about Chainsaw Man. There's nothing that happened in Chainsaw Man Part 2 that couldn't happen in Part 1. It's just segmented.
I guess. I guess I'll see it when I believe it. Like, if it comes with, like, a light novel announcement or a Jump Plus announcement, I might be more amiable towards that, because then it'll feel like, okay, something different is coming. Yeah. Are you still there?
Yeah, Robo running. I'm just trying to wait for you to fix it.
Yeah. Let's see. Did it work now?
No idea, but I guess we'll see.
But yeah, all of this to say, right? If it's just if it's just this, but like a sequel, I don't know if that's necessarily, you know, something super necessary. But if it's something that, you know, lets Gege off the leash a little bit more, then I think I'd be more down to see that.
Yeah.
I'd be down for it, and like, not to be like to be clear, right? Just because I feel like, again, I'm not trying to come off as negative. I am down for this, right? Like, if it's happening, I'm here, I'm locked in. Let's go, Gege, right? But I don't want to get my hopes up, basically.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Libra, thank you for being a member for 12 months. I feel like it's starting to become bad faith to be like Gege doesn't care. Well, he's probably reading our critique as we read it on Twitter. Gege is not reading the shit we're saying on Twitter. For one. For two, I think he doesn't care about certain aspects of the story that we do. Say slice of life elements, right? But that's not to say he doesn't care about the story. To say he doesn't care about writing a part 2 is not to say he doesn't care about writing like manga or JJK in general. He could just be disinterested in writing a second part.
Yeah.
He could be done with the story that he's telling with
Yeah,
JJK. That doesn't have to mean he's always been
yeah,
disinterested.
he could just be like, oh, I said everything I needed to say, right? It's not like he hates it. It's just everything he wanted to say he did.
Yeah. Let's see. He's run on thinking of the five. Remember the old days where we thought getting rid of cursed energy versus optimizing cursed energy philosophies mattered.
Oh,
I mean, we had 3 chapters.
we'll
Who
see,
knows,
we'll
right?
see. You know,
Like
Yuki's Force
one
Ghost
thing
is
I
gonna
don't
come
want
back.
one thing I don't want to do is be a fucking moron and be like, oh, the manga's over. We had 3 chapters,
Yeah.
right? Like,
We'll see.
yeah, there's plenty of time to, even if it's not in a way you want, answer it, right? It can be answered. So
yeah.
and that's how I'm feeling in regards to that.
Yeah.
But
I guess, like, where's your heart at with JJK Part 2? Like, is it you want to see it, you're dying to see it, or you're okay with seeing it, you think it's going to happen, or is it like you're into the concept as like a solution, like a potential solution to anything you find objectionable in the main series?
Not really any of them. I just think the way he's paced this final section, like specifically to have 3 chapters after all of this, leads me to believe that there is, if not a part 2, there is something more than just happy-go-lucky ending. There might be one final, like, gay, kick in the teeth or whatever. Solely because, like I said, I just think 3 chapters is a lot. Gege's not really known for the like happy-go-lucky, super like interpersonal.
And they'll live happily ever after. Yeah.
Not even necessarily that. Just the aspect of like these characters just sitting around and talking about shit. Right. That's not really how Gege writes. So I don't imagine him doing that now if he hasn't done that before. In terms of like wanting or needing it, I don't really care either way. I'll be excited if we get a part 2. If we don't, that's cool. I'm kind of like I'm just curious to see, what we do see, if we see anything. But
That's fair. Let's see. Did you read Demon Neketsu or King T's super chats from earlier? Or I don't have them marked.
When?
Demon Neketsu thing for the 2. How do we feel about Noya versus greater than Sukuna as a villain?
I think that's a lot. I'm gonna be honest. That's a lot, but
That's definitely like Noya's number 5 in the popularity poll kind of take.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. King KT think of the 5. After we got an immediate time skip after Gojo came back, I kind of saw this ending coming, so it didn't catch me off guard. Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Overall, I think a lot of these, what am I saying? All of the rest of these final 5 chapters are going to be controversial in some way, shape, or form. I'm not happy about the prospect, but I definitely think this series was never going to make everybody happy, and I think this final countdown is, well, to put it mildly, it's going to piss more people off than it'll satisfy.
100%, but that's a Battle Shonen ending for you, right?
Yeah.
Can't remember the last one that in recent time that everybody fucked with.
Yeah. God. R.I.P. to One Piece, bro. Like, fuck.
I can't wait.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
There might be protests in the street, bro. Fuck. What do you mean the One Piece was the friends we made along the way? Fuck! Bring me Oda!
We all fucked with Mashl's ending. Bro, what?
We? Was there a vote?
Like Mashl's ending wasn't bad, but like I guess that's fair when there's not enough people to really have controversy. That's fair.
Right, like
I'm not even joking, by the way. Fire Force, we all fucked with that. All right, my fault. Let me get in line. Like let me fall in line. My bad, bro. My bad. I be forgetting people really fuck with Fire Force on here, man. I gotta be careful.
Yeah, bro.
I'm fucking get strung up like Johnny.
Bro,
Shit.
I can't wait for Johnny to switch up on Fire Force. Because, like, the whole thing is he hasn't finished it.
on Fire Force.
Oh, yeah, because he hasn't finished it, right? So it's not canon that he hates it yet. So after he's like, wait, this is just Soul Eater, but better. Which, God, please let him say that shit. I can't wait for that. Like, when he hits me up like Kreams. Bro, I gotta write this Fire Force video essay, bro. I'm like, of course you do. Of course you do. And I'm here to help.
Bro, on on your life, that shit's not happening. He's like dead ass, bro. Like it's just no, because Fire Force isn't like, from what I understand where he's at with it. Fire Force has not changed the way it's like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it, but maybe.
John Joe, thank you for the 5. If Gege wanted to kill Yuta off, he would have done it when he fell on his face. Especially with whoever's talking to him, we're gonna see a bit more. Yeah, like we are, right? Like that's just going to be the next chapter. Like at the very least, right? The next chapter is a Yuta chapter, right? We don't know about the last two. We don't know if he's like rotating or if the last, last 3 altogether are going to be a Yuta thing. But this next chapter will absolutely be a Yuta one. So the question is, are we saying goodbye to him? Are we coming up with a way to save him? Like, what are we doing about Yuta? Like, what are we doing in these last 3 chapters?
Yeah.
Like, what's left to say? Because otherwise, this chapter would have felt like the end. Or at least like the last chapter most people would have speculated on, a couple weeks ago. It would be something like this.
Yeah. Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Yu Hakusho got better endings. Naruto and Yu Hakusho are notorious for getting dragged for their fucking endings. Now, I like Naruto's ending, right? But saying it's the pinnacle or paragon of like uncontroversial ending is like clinically and provably insane. Also, Dragon Ball is like if the most recent example is Dragon Ball, then I guess my point kind of stands.
Yeah.
Like pre-Twitter, pre-social media manga. Yeah, I'm sure we don't know if they're controversial or not. Nobody could fucking talk about them.
Wait, Naruto's ending was controversial? I thought it was just like done. Like, because I know Kubo's was sudden. Yu Yu Hakusho's was also sudden because of health. Did I say Bleach?
You're joking, right?
I actually.
Yeah, Bleach. You said Bleach.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yes, in a word.
Okay. I guess I'll see you.
Let's see.
When we do this Naruto read.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. By the way, bro, I'm probably gonna set like a schedule for that if you don't mind. Just like pace myself. It's a pretty long one, so I'm only gonna get busier this month. So I'll let you know like what I can read in a week.
Cool. Let me know at the beginning of a week though, not like
a couple days before.
Friday. You didn't. Yeah. I didn't read anything.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to like get ahead of it now.
Got you.
What do you think is Battle Shonen specifically that trips people up about the endings?
God. Nothing.
Yeah.
But following something weekly, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Like your expectations, blah blah blah. I think it's like, I think also if you look at like, self-report, I guess like. The type of person that'll like a battle shonen does not necessarily correlate to the type of person that's willing to think. Not a lot of a good battle shonen, honestly, in my opinion, can be enjoyed even without considering like super deep narrative implications. Like JJK is fun to read or watch, even if you don't give a fuck about like the point.
Yeah.
So when that shit ends and then the ending is exclusively about the point, right? A lot of the people that like it don't like it for that reason. And also just expectations, right?
Yeah.
You get people who want the merger. You get people who want like, Yuji and Megumi versus Sukuna. You get people who want, fucking Gojo to win or whatever. Right?
Yeah, like theory crafting more broadly is like a short answer because most battle shonen that blow up in a lot of ways just get more people who like pick it apart more finely. Take JJK because like I think it has like a unique blow up that is paired with the manga lending itself to like mystery and shit. So JJK theory videos were flying. I think you and I have made a few even, right? People we know have made some. Like it's just a series that lends itself to that kind of discussion and discourse. My Hero Academia, despite being, longer and arguably as popular, didn't invite that much theory crafting, but what the expectations were for that were about the final confrontation between Deku and Shigaraki mainly, and maybe like how Deku would end up at the end, right? Like whether he would be like the current Superman, he'd get with Uraraka, happy ending, or like just die or something, right? So I think partially expectations, partially theory crafting, and partially wanting a perfect ending, right? Like the perfect ending that they've idealized.
Yeah, basically.
I think you could say that about
Um,
most things. Like what like most properties or like most art things. Like what would you consider a perfect ending? Like what's the most recent thing you've seen with a perfect ending?
that I was reading weekly or just in
Anything
general.
in general. Like I'm curious.
Mob Psycho.
Fuck, that was perfect. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mob
yeah.
Psycho. Yeah.
I mean, I love Call of the Night. When you don't know anything about that, but Call of the Night was
Bro,
really
I
good.
read Call of the Night for the first
Yeah,
book
but
club.
yeah, but you don't know nothing about that still, bro.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't catch up yet.
you read it, bro, but you don't know nothing about that.
I.
Ending wise and just generally speaking.
Okay, bro.
Um, Damn, he got me. Death Note had a perfect ending. Like plenty of series of perfect. Like to me, I think I like Hell's Paradise had a perfect ending. Like plenty. I can list off plenty of manga that have had perfect endings as far as I'm concerned. Slam Dunk had a perfect ending. Like
I don't know. Like I would disagree on maybe on Slam Dunk and Hell's Paradise. I think the endings were solid, but they were maybe like done a little too early in the like broader context. Like I think Hell's Paradise could have spared like 10 more chapters on some characters. But like it's something like worth demeriting the series over. And
I guess
yeah. And Slam Dunk just
Code Geass
ended
is
on a
like the
solid note.
example. Bro, we whatever. Code Geass also just like has the unanimously agree perfect ending. Dragon Ball's ending is like I don't have any issues with that.
I like Avatar:
There's
The
plenty
Last
of stuff.
Airbenders. Avatar: The Last Airbenders
Uh,
ending.
Avatar has a great ending. Like there are plenty of things I think that like I don't I think the issue that is with a lot of these though is that
Oh, Full Metal is
um
also another one. That's solid. Yeah. If you want to count it, Hunter x Hunter's first arc, or I guess first saga's ending is really good.
oh brother, we calling anything an ending. Nah, but I mean I think the hard thing would be something that you read weekly that you thought had a perfect ending. That would be
Yeah.
the challenge because there are plenty of people, even the motherfuckers that hate battle shonen endings all the time that do like endings. It's the weekly aspect, right? Haikyuu also had an amazing ending. Um, let's see.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
so it's like what's something that you've read weekly that's ended that you think had a perfect ending, if anything?
Oh, that's tough. Because my selection is a lot smaller, especially for ongoing manga.
Shit, mine is too. TBH.
Yeah.
So
The most I can compare it to is like TV shows. Um. I'll cheat a little bit. And this wasn't like weekly from day one, but I caught them while they were airing or some shit like that. Breaking Bad is
mhm.
up there. A really solid ending. The Sopranos is one of my favorites.
Mm.
Um, what's a good? I'm also thinking about movies. Movies have a pretty. I think movies actually have like the biggest pool because
Yeah,
they're
but
pretty
you
short.
don't
Yeah.
build
Yeah.
expectations. It's 2 hours, right? It's the same idea as a binge, right?
Yeah.
You're not expecting more
Okay.
shit
Okay.
or
Okay.
really taking time to theory craft.
What about movie franchises like the Spider-Man movies?
Eh.
No. Like you
Um,
don't fuck with
I don't. It's not about that. I just don't. I think they're kind of like different entities because
Mm,
like a movie has to end on its own in a conclusive way, even if it's part of a franchise, in a way that a manga chapter does not.
gotcha.
For the most part, right? You have like maybe you have like across the Spider Verse is like a
Mm,
is a niche example of that, right?
yeah.
But Spider-Man 1 ended on its own terms. That could be the end of it. Spider-Man 2 also ended on its own terms. That could be
Mm,
the end of it.
okay.
Spider-Man 3, like if it doesn't end that way, then it's kind of like then it's in a lot of cases or a lot of people would consider it just a failed movie.
Okay.
Um
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
which I say that to say, like even I think someone brought up Tokyo Ghoul, that was shat on a lot
Mm,
when it ended. Like it's just if people have expectations and desires for things to go a certain way, especially they get compounded because those expectations still exist on a binge. They're
mm,
just not echo chambered, and you yourself are not spending literal years of your life waiting for them, right?
Yeah.
You know, like that Kashimo shit hits it hits a lot it's a lot softer of a blow if instead of like a year of where Sukuna expectations, it's I don't know, a week in real
Mm.
time, right? It's just a different level of thing. Um
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm rocking with it. Like that's a good. Okay. 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 Somebody
let's
said
see.
Blue's Clues.
I,
All right, bro. Go up.
I guess W you call it, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. The crispiest cookie. Thank you for the two thoughts on the god character that Angel mentioned. I mean, Angel herself pretty much confirmed that like it's just the name she gives to her beliefs.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it was a character in so much as like just actually God.
yeah, yeah. Um, Diamond, thank you for the two. We pulling up for Hunter x Hunter when it returns? Of course.
If there are no backstories, Creams will be willing to read it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially if there are backstories. I can't even.
You did not read the Phantom Troop backstory, bro.
I
That's not
will. I
you.
will. It's on my list, bro. Shut up.
It's on your list. It's crazy. Percy Jackson #5 landed the plane pretty damn well. That's fair.
That is fair. Percy
Um,
Jackson did have a good ending.
you did not read it weekly, brother, or even wait for book releases.
You know what I meant.
That's
Like I'm just thinking of good endings at this point. Because like again, bro, I a lot of the shit I just don't keep up with weekly. And to be honest with you, the shit that I did keep up with weekly, like the Arrowverse shows on CW, were just ass by the end. So like it wasn't even
yeah.
worth caring about their ending.
Yeah. Someone said like the is a manga,
Whoa,
look at an ass ending, and I'm like, dude,
whoa,
the manga was ass.
you
What?
cut out like hard. Just repeat that.
Boys Abyss. Someone was saying that if you want a bad example of, or a good example of a bad ending, Boys Abyss, and I'm like, that doesn't really count because like the latter half of the like the latter
Mm,
50% was shit.
yeah,
Um,
like there's
yeah.
this. I know it's a crazy thing to kind of bring full circle, but there was this like Big Bang Theory line that resonated with me about endings, which where it was like, it was Sheldon ranting about this show called Heroes that he was watching. I actually watched that show, and I agreed with the sentiment, but it was like, why can't why can't X show end like Heroes, where it got progressively worse season by season to the point where we were grateful that it ended? I was like, man, that sums up a lot of shows that I've seen. Like
Huh.
a good show is a rare thing. It's like a miracle on a miracle. And I think about like the different ways shit can end. Like there's the apathy to gratitude angle that example was. Then there's the it just ends approach that I really fuck with. But it has to match thematically or it just won't work. And the series like can't really drop off. And then there's like the perfect conclusion ending, which is like the rarest type. And then there's just like ass endings, like 2 out of 3. Beginning, middle, solid, but ass like Urasawa, right? The Urasawa ending thing, where you can't end your way out of a paper bag. You're washed. You're cooked. You used up all your energy to write the first 2 parts of Peak, and then you just drop off a fucking bridge.
Hmm. Yeah. Game of Thrones ending so bad. He took a 5-hour walk and cried to her mom when she read the script.
Yeah,
Fuck, that's funny.
yeah. Anyway,
I mean, outside of like the genuine tears,
yeah.
etc., but
Oh,
like the concept.
yeah. Tokyo Revengers. I remember the ending discourse around that when it
Yeah,
finally ended.
but that's another one of those examples where it's like the ending was ass, but
The
so was like
show,
the last
yeah.
30%. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Is there a different type of ending that I missed in my list?
happy it's over and it just being great.
Happy it's over.
Um,
It's really good. It just ends, but like it was solid all the way through. But it just basically like they just stop it. Um,
okay.
and it's the uh, like like underwhelming ending.
I mean, I think that basically covers it.
Yeah,
That basically covers it. Um,
I don't know, man. Like, I guess like one-off books and movies are pretty much the only mediums where your ending is part of the package up front. So there's like it stings a little bit less, right? At worst, you lost a couple hours.
yeah. Um,
I don't know. The investment threshold is pretty low too. I guess it depends on like how you scale different mediums.
yeah. Origami cinema ending type shit. Type shit. Um,
I thought.
it depends. A lot of it depends on execution. Would you rather have an ass ending or a series not having an ending? It depends where the ending start. Like, so for example,
Mm-hmm.
if the manga's ending sucks, is it like the last arc or is it just the last chapter?
Yeah.
Because if it's the last chapter, I'll take an ass ending every time. That's
Same.
fine.
Yeah.
Because
Like.
I fuck with Domestic Girlfriend, and that like by all accounts this has an ass ending.
Yeah.
Now I'm a stand by it though.
I actually prefer it just end. Like I don't know actually, because like the what if would kill me in a lot of respects.
Mhm.
So maybe it's the safer bet. But I think about like we're on High School Host Club and like how much I love it. It just
Mhm.
ended, you know. It was one of those shows that just sort of like that's it, you know, we're done. It wasn't really like a
Mhm.
finale. It was just you know that's enough story for you. See you later.
Mhm.
um, and that shit broke me still, right? Like it was such an innocuous way. Like the manga just stopped writing it basically. But like the characters just kind of continued, you know, to live or whatever. But it was still like devastating for me emotionally to say goodbye to them. So
Yeah.
the effect was still there, whether or not like the ending was dramatic or something. So it's I guess it's case dependent.
Yeah. Like for example, something like Vagabond, I'm like I don't like I'd appreciate more, but I don't need an ending. Like I'm fine.
You don't at least want to see
Um,
Kojiro versus Musashi?
it'd be very fucking sick. I don't need it though.
Interesting.
It's not like I thought Vagabond not having an ending would deeply fucking bother me, but it's not the kind of manga, and it didn't end in that at a point where I needed it either. Don't get me wrong, that fight would probably be the best fight in any medium ever, but like I don't need it. I'm cool.
That's fair.
I'm chilling. Some manga can end in weirder spots though, or like stop in weirder spots though.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hey, bro.
It also it kind of depends on like how it's asked too.
Uh, oh,
Like
like if it's just betrays the characters, or if it's just technically bad, but I guess like on paper it does what it needs to do. Yeah, that's fair. There's like a lot of nuance in being bad as well. Like
yeah.
like Urasawa jokes aside, I think I could sum up my problem with his endings is like, bro, you're not matching the energy of the first quarter of the first two quarters or first two thirds.
Which once again I have to keep telling you does not make the ending ass. It's just
It's
under one. Like
it's
it doesn't
bro.
even fall
Again,
into the ass.
I know I play it up, bro. Like it's I get that. Like it's just a 7 out of 10, right? I think the part that always gets me is like the fall off in emotion that I feel between like the first two thirds and the last third, and that's why I
Hmm.
might take it a bit more personally.
Couldn't end his way out of a paper bag. Meanwhile, it's like
I mean his
you're looking at Gege like, bro, can you take notes, bro, please? Yeah,
bro.
it's funny.
I don't know. Like I want Gege to take notes from the middle section, bro. Like fuck Gege,
Yeah.
great, beginning good early game. I'll say good early game, right? Let me not just put it all in the beginning, right? Good early game.
I mean, JJK is good.
Yeah.
Period. I just think it has a lot more bumps later.
Yeah. Like okay, if
Uh,
part 2 was as good as part 1, I'm saying part 1, but like you know what I mean. The second half was as good as the first half, I think would be an exceptional manga.
yeah.
But now it's just pretty good.
Mm, yeah. Um. Hmm.
How you hmm. Let me ask you something. You have a wider palette for this than I do.
Mhm.
Unironically, are you giving Kagurabachi like 200 chapters, 150, like 300? Like what do you get the
Uh,
sense that like
200 to 300 probably.
interesting. Okay. Cuz I was kind of like looking at some discourse surrounding it a couple days ago and I just kind of stored it away and I was kind of workshopping. I was like are newer manga just like taking less and less time? Like are they just cutting straight to the point basically? Cuz like
Yeah.
maybe Gege was like an awkward middle child. You got the
Uh,
Horikoshi, Gege, Fujimoto spectrum. And maybe
Hmm.
every new manga will have like less and less average chapters intended from the jump.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd love more Kagurabachi chapters. I will say, as someone who does not have to go through the physical labor of making manga, I can say this purely as a viewer.
Mm,
I think not having those longer manga is sort of like it's, I guess, especially in Battle Shonen, is not using
mm-hmm.
one of the medium strengths or one of the medium's like advantages to its
Mm,
fullest. Like, I think that is one of the benefits of like ongoing manga, that you can have a 700 chapter story where you've grown connected to the characters over the course of like a fucking decade.
mm,
And don't get me wrong, like 8 years, I think, is how long JJK's gone. That's no joke.
mm,
But there's a world of difference between a Bleach and a JJK. Not necessarily because of the quality of the writing, although one could definitely call that into question,
mm.
but also just like it's gonna be hard to invest that much in a manga that is half or less than half its
Yeah,
length.
like you can't invest that
Um,
much in like that amount, right? Like the series can only offer you so much, right?
yeah.
Like with Bleach, it's so I guess the word is evergreen. It's so evergreen because like Kubo just gives you a lot to work off of, right? A lot of lore, a lot of extra material, a lot of characters, a lot of abilities, a lot of interactions. Like there is just more to talk about, more to engage with, more to play around with. If you're a power scaler, there's a lot there for you too. Like
Mm.
there's just more. You know,
Yeah.
it's a volume thing. It's a scaling issue.
Hmm.
Sleeping Danger, thank you for the
Yeah.
14. What's more important, the beginning or an ending? I think an ending personally. I think an ending. I think this is my writing hot take, right? I think any writer can be as lazy, as checked out, as phoned in as they want with the beginning. I think it could be borderline unreadable if the middle and ending are good, especially the like transition between like the climax and the wind down. Like I really think you get those 2 out of 3 right, and you genuinely can phone in whatever you want in the ending. Like genuinely, you can actually make it worse, and as long as you lock in for that second half, you're so solid.
All right.
Um,
Let me present this as sort of like
Let me explain the logic a
because
little
I
bit,
don't.
because I know it's kind of a crazy
Sure.
statement to just throw out there. Like the main motivation behind it is like people remember how you made them feel on the journey, and they remember how it ended. They remember like everything the character went through. Let's say it's a character, right? Everything a character went through, and ultimately where they ended up, right? Whether they ended up happy, dead, sad, alive, like whatever, that leaves an impression. Take an ending to fucking anything you've ever seen, right? Like,
Slam Dunk is a good example.
yeah, slam dunk, right? Like, if you have that feeling associated with the ending, and you know that all this hard work, all this labor, all this shit pays off, you can look at those first 30 chapters of straight ass and kind of grit your teeth and get through it, right? And that's always the part that like gets me, that I will like kind of stick by, because
Let, let me offer some pushback.
mm,
Right. Dora Hidoro. We don't know if that has a good ending. We never will, or at
mm,
least not for the time being. Why? Because the beginning sucked. I think a bad ending leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
mm,
A bad beginning is a non sequitur. Manga or just art in general that fucking suck. Like, I'm talking bad, right? They
mm,
don't get read or watched
mm,
or whatever, right? I think a bad ending is a non-starter. I think a bad ending, like, we say Slam Dunk's a great example, right? But Slam Dunk is something that I'll say at least I pushed through not liking
mm,
because we were doing it for the book club,
mm-hmm.
right? That's a special, unique circumstance.
So you could say the same for
And you can tell me if,
Dora, yeah.
yeah. And if you and I'll ask you, maybe it's different for you.
Mm,
If you weren't reading that for the book club, would you have continued past like the first 50 or so chapters?
no.
Right? And that's because the beginning sucked, right? Now
Mm,
we had the benefit of seeing its end
mm.
because we felt an obligation, but even that obligation can be overpowered by the beginning being genuinely uninteresting,
Well,
right? Because
like I
a manga that doesn't get read is like cool in theory, I guess.
but it's
The ending can
unknown,
be
yeah.
great, but you've never seen it, right? You don't know.
what I'm
Like
like.
I Monster's ending was lackluster, but I fucking read Monster.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this, right? I get what you mean, but there's like a few balls for me to juggle here, right? One, no writer wants to write a bad beginning, right? I'm just saying they have like if they were going to make the most mistakes, that's the place to do it, right? That's the most charitable place for a writer to make their mistakes. Out of the middle and ending, I think if you just like if you're still getting your bearings, the beginning is where you can do that mostly, right? Um, Slam Dunk is a good example because it shows like the difference in execution and feeling and depth that each section of the story will give you, right? You care so much about the ending because you've gone through the journey of the middle and just getting to know these characters and really rocking with them, and then seeing everything pay off in some way, right? That's like what the purpose of an ending is. But for Monster, the reason the ending was, like if you were to do the week to week of us reading Monster, right? Off rip, great beginning, great middle. But then you listen to that last episode of us talking about the end, you'll notice that like there is just a steep drop off in enthusiasm, in feeling. You'd think we hate it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even now, like I still kind of wince when I think about Monster because I don't feel about it the way I wanted to feel about, wanted to keep feeling about it that I did in the beginning and middle, right? Because it just didn't,
Mm-hmm.
it couldn't stick the landing. And for me, like that feeling of like ever revisiting Monster from that perspective taints it a little bit because it means that I don't want to. I'm saying this. I don't mean to like. This isn't like a fully real take. It's just I'm doing it to prove a point. You feel like you're almost wasting your time, right? Like
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you plan on revisiting Dorohedoro?
maybe, like independent of this conversation, it's like a maybe. I was thinking about just like getting to a point where like it got interesting or whatever, but that like it was going to be a more committal. It was going to be a less committal thing. It's not going to be for like book club. Just
Got
for my
you.
own
I'll just say,
curiosity.
here's what I think is a compromise and what I think to be true, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about 1 out of 10 ending versus 1 out of 10 beginning, a 1 out of 10 ending is better because a 1 out of 10 beginning, you just not getting shit read, right? Now, if you're saying which part is more important to really hit it out of the fucking park,
Mm-hmm.
an ending or beginning, I'd agree it's the ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just completely disagree that a bad ending is something you gloss over. It's not, right? You don't read stories you don't like in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Unless you have something outside of the story artificially pushing you, a person watching it with you, basically demanding you watch it and
Mm-hmm.
continue, right? Or some other, specific obligation, a bad end or a bad beginning like there are plenty of manga I've dropped that I've heard were good
Mm-hmm.
purely because I'm like, dude, the beginning, it's not even just passable or whatever. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I'll put it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm already here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've read plenty of manga that I loved in the beginning. I loved in the middle. I finished Tokyo Revengers. That shit was ass at the end. Why did I finish it? Because I liked it before,
Mm-hmm.
right? If Tokyo Revenge, if you flip that and Tokyo Revenger has the peakest of peaks endings and the beginning is genuine dog ass, I'm
Mm-hmm.
never reading it. I'll never see the ending, right?
Okay,
Like,
my counterpoint is always like the staying power, right? Because like anything, like most stories
any
have
there's
ends, right? Like the way it resonates with you, the last emotion you feel, like the journey being complete when you have the full picture, however it sticks with you is so heavily based on the ending, right?
okay,
Like,
but I'll put it like this, right? There's there's some random story, right? A manga that you've read like Monster,
mm,
right? That you think, horrible ending versus a manga you've never read in the first place, which has more staying power.
I guess like if presented that way, sure, right? But it, it's not really if presented that way, I your point stands, right? My point is predicated on you already kind of sticking like putting your toes in there, right? Like if you're just let's say you're operating in neutral, right? And you're going to read the story from beginning to end, right? You've already made that decision. That I give you two stories. One has a bad ending but a great, beginning and middle, and the other story has the opposite, right? you, I feel, will come away feeling more positively about the one with the good ending on
Sure.
average.
But I think in doing that, you're forcing us like you're forcing the beginning. Okay, I'll put it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if I forced you to engage purely with the positive parts of Monster when we have a conversation.
Hmm.
You're circumventing the nature of a bad beginning when you presuppose that I'm already going to read all of it, right?
Hmm.
You're getting around the purpose. If I say, "Did you like Monster?" but only let's talk about the first 70%, which is important, and I say, "Oh, well, the ending's not important," then sure, I guess, but that's only because I have to cherry pick your response to fall in my favor,
Hmm.
right? In the same way a bad ending will naturally leave a bad taste in your mouth, that's just a natural consequence of it. A natural consequence of a bad beginning is that it doesn't get read.
Hmm.
If you say ignoring that consequence, what do you think? Then sure, right? But you're ignoring one of the natural consequences of a bad beginning. You have to omit part of the consequence or part of the reality in order to make the point, which I just think is like at that point we're having a completely different conversation, right?
Like that's fair. That's that's a good point.
At that point it's just like okay, it's because the ending almost doesn't or the beginning almost loses its
Purpose,
purpose if it's
yeah.
just like well you've already read it, so you know.
Yeah, like I think I meant it specifically in the context of like forming a narrative, not necessarily in reading a narrative, right? Like
Mhm.
the last impression a thing gives you, because like I said, right, it already presupposes that you're in it, right? But the last impression a story gives you is the one that you're most likely going to associate with it and like come away with your final opinion being based on, right? But you're right. If you drop it at the start, if you just never pick it up to begin with, then like it's a non-starter, right? Excuse me, it's like a you can't even begin. You can't even begin. You can't even start engaging like at a
Mhm.
fundamental level. Like that's fair. That's true.
Yeah. And that's why I think like on the if we're just talking about like okay 5 out of 10 for something 10 out of 10 for something I agree a 5 out of 10 ending or 5 out of 10 beginning 10 out of 10 ending is a better structure than 10 out of 10 beginning 5 out of 10 ending, but I just think that when we're talking about peaks and valleys 1 versus 10 I think
Mm-hmm.
that beginning is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
um
Yeah, that's right. Because like you'll never
yeah,
see the end sometimes. Like most series
yeah,
will get canceled off of like bad middles and beginnings and shit, which
yeah.
is like fine. Not I don't know about fine, but it's the nature of publishing in this way. But
Hmm.
in for the long haul. Rolling up your sleeves. If you start off kind of light,
Hmm.
shout out again, slam dunk being a good example.
Hmm.
Not only is there room for a rebound, fuck, I promise I'm not doing this shit on purpose, bro. Fuck. Not only is there like potential for a rebound or like a crazy clutch, but I think there's also I think there's the potential to just invest more in like on the journey,
That's
right?
fair. I think a story should continuously get better as
Mm-hmm.
like it's versus maybe starting at a peak. And I mean, the Promised
Mm-hmm.
Neverland's a really great example.
Mm-hmm.
Its beginning is its best part, and people only talk about that part because it's
Yeah,
really the only.
but
Yeah.
you could also argue that they talk about how much they hate the ending just as much.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at. I'm
Okay.
agreeing with you,
Okay.
right? I'm saying that like the beginning is like if Promised Neverland has as good of a ending or continuously it gets even better somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally one of the best things I've ever read in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how good the beginning is.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's not, you people only talk about the beginning, and anytime the ending is probably like, yeah, that shit was, leave me alone, bro. Don't
Mm-hmm.
fucking don't piss me off, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just I think about like every time a big property has had like a controversial ending in a lot of ways. Like take Attack on Titan, right? Dude,
mhm.
the ending, like the trending, the discourse, the video essays, like oh my god, you would think that was the only thing what was his name Isayama wrote,
Mhm.
and it's like not fair, obviously, to him, having put on all that work beforehand, but it's like it kind of speaks to the power of the ending in a way where like that is going
Mhm.
to be what most people hold up against you. You could even argue with My Hero, but My Hero's been on like kind of a semi decline depending on who you ask, right? So it might not be as
Mhm.
like it might not be as like balanced, but generally like you talking about like Fry Cook Deku have a plus ultra day,
Yeah.
that guy.
Mhm.
I don't know, like
I agree.
yeah, like there's just like a sour taste basically.
I will say this though, and
Mm,
it's not necessarily against your point. It's just an interesting observation. First impressions, I think, last just as much.
mm,
First impressions, I think. Okay, I'll put it like this, right? A first impression lasts until the last one, if that makes sense, right?
mm,
People are still like crybaby Deku, blah blah blah,
mm,
right? And it's like, dude, we've been done with that for literal years,
mm,
right? That hasn't been a like. I think first impressions are extremely important. Not this is like tangentially related,
mm,
right? But until you have that last impression, that first one means something.
mm,
Like it means something heavy, in, as far as I'm concerned,
mm,
right? Because that is for some reason all people are capable of like getting in their head,
mm.
right? I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's fair. I think they serve different functions.
not for sure.
Yeah, like I think beginnings matter more, to to like a person going in at zero, for instance, like just completely
Mhm,
picking it up from scratch. But I think endings matter more once you're, in the shit.
for sure. Um, AOT, LOL. Um, let's see.
Oh fuck, bro. I remember
Yes, I
him.
still see Dick as a generic MC. Exactly, right? Like not someone who read past chapter like 3 or whatever.
Hmm. Bro, I remember when Isayama was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be at Comic Con. Please don't kill me."
Yeah,
Fuck, dude.
so crazy.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
Insane. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
overall,
fucking
this chapter, lends itself, like all the rest of these chapters are going to be, lending itself to a lot of discourse this month.
Mhm.
And I think, oh my god, dude, those JJK think pieces, those video essays about where JJK fell off, like it's just what a time. It's going to be quite the era.
What a time. What a time. Um, but yeah, that's about all I got to say
Yeah.
personally.
What would you give the chapter, like, rating?
Like a 5.
Mm,
Um,
okay, solid 6 for me.
yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Like some concepts, did not care for a lot of it, personally speaking. 6
Uh,
is a little bit more gracious.
what
I could see it.
what did you say was the worst part for you?
I mean, it was just generally like the. It's not like a moment. It's the way in which he went about writing it. Generally, like I
Okay.
don't like. Nukan's conclusion is genuinely just so like ass is kind of the word I'm looking for, but it's just like it's an eye roll. All right, so that happened. Ass conclusion, and I'm just like whatever.
Like you checked out a while ago. This just sort of.
Not even just that. Like don't get me wrong. I've been getting worn down, but I still fucking love JJ. And chapter
Mm,
265 dropped. I was like, damn, Gege, this is some of the best shit you've ever written.
mm-hmm,
If he did that again with this, I'd be down. I'd be here, right? I'd
mm-hmm,
give it up. Like what I like, don't like what I don't like,
mm-hmm,
whatever, whatever. It was more like it was just so meh in presentation. He didn't give me anything to work with, right?
mm-hmm.
This felt like any other chapter of the manga when I'm like, that's not how this should feel.
That's
But I
fair.
don't know.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted
Yeah.
to clarify. All right. Well, appreciate you guys for coming out. Appreciate everybody who donated. Appreciate all our mods. Appreciate Live Again for drawing the thumbnail.
Yeah, appreciate
Honored
you. Appreciate you.
honored ones, old and new. We will see you. Or honored ones after dark members, old and new. We will see you guys on Thursday for Minecraft Part 2. Full warning to you guys, we have been kind of playing off stream as well. So, uh,
The train got to him. The train got to him, chat.
if you guys
But yeah.
like, we open up the game and you guys see like a small civilization, that was there when we started. You guys are imagining things.
But yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all.
Mm.
We will see y'all in the next one. Like he said, members, look forward to something.
Thursday. Yeah. Oh
Let's
wow.
see.
M3D in the 11th hour. M3D, thank you for the 5. Also, in between Megami getting trapped and freed, I did a proper read of Naruto and comparing them as a trilogy. Sheesh.
Listen, we might be able to highlight that in a little bit in
Mm-hmm.
a few podcast
Yes,
episodes. But
sir.
yeah,
Naruto
um,
book club read starts next week. So you guys want to see
yep,
me
yep,
live react to Naruto for the first time? That's the place to be. That's the place to be. Um,
yep, yep, yep.
yeah.
But
See you
yeah,
guys.